Yo, this joint right here, before we start that joint, this joint, man, you know, everybody say they do this shit for the love, and that's true. But in the back of your mind, you really want to be famous. You want to be a famous motherfucker. I don't care how you think about that shit. You want to motherfucking be famous, right? So I just want to put this together. And you know,
give me that paper too. Don't forget the money.
Gotta get that. This is called fame coming. So when they come knocking at your motherfucking door, what you gonna do? You be shook? You talk about your phone, you gonna be shook about the shit.
I'ma grab that shit, homie. I'ma grab it. When I see
it, my first time grab that shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Body wanna be famous. Everywhere you go, they know what your name is. Swag on drill, so they know what your name is. Bank account stuff on ripping up stages. No more wishing, go visit the places. From rags to riches, it's a celebration. Riches like a star, no explanation. But guess who's to blame if you don't make it? What you gonna do when fame coming for you? What you gonna do when fame coming for you? What you gonna do when fame coming for you? Roll over, make moves and get up, make moves. What you gonna do when fame coming for you? What you gonna do when fame coming for you? What you gonna do when fame coming for you? Make moves. And yo, known by the locals, now I'm thinking global. Connects overseas, who said I'm anti-social? This is a hot beat by Hankomovsky. Feel popcorn Patrick, let's get it poppin'. Mike Cox is me, self-made emcee. No, take the line from the state of BC. Get up out here, pop, no matter where you may be. All the love you receive, baby daddy, great lead. Hands in the game, only motivate my aim. Yeah, for the top, not your brain. Got everything to gain, niggas nothing to lose. So every time I hit the stage, got something to prove. Gotta do seasons, rhyming for a reason. No cosign to need it, can tell how I speak it. Best kept secret till it's leaking through your speakers. Now the world about to know who's the next to blow. Let's go. Wanna be famous? Everywhere you go, they know what your name is. Swag on drill, so they know you came in. Big girl stuff on ripping those stages. No more wishing, go visit the places. From rags to riches, it's a celebration. Living like a star, no explanation. But guess who's to blame if you don't make it? Yeah, what you gonna do when fame coming for you? What you gonna do when fame coming for you? What you gonna do when fame coming for you? Roll over, make moves, and up, make moves. What you gonna do when fame coming for you? What you gonna do when fame coming for you? What you gonna do when fame coming for you? Roll over.
Hold on. Yeah, we just threw it back right there. This is the Proof in the Pudding podcast show. I'm your host. I go by the name of Sion 919. I'm very excited about today's show. I got my good homie, my brother in the building. He goes by the name of Mike Cox. Mike can only excel. One half of the specialist, NC legend, lyrical master, microphones, wordsmith, all of that. Yo, salute to my brother. It was an honor to have you on the show, bro.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that, man.
Yo,
wow, that back right there, kid.
Yo, we went back.
Gosh.
Yeah, we threw it back. Yo, I think that was Shakedown Street right there. Everybody want to be famous.
Spot right there, man. Yo. Oh my gosh, so many times we went up in that joint and rocked, man.
Right.
Wow.
Man, it's nostalgic, man. It just brings it back. Like, yo, when just looking at everybody that was there and the time that we was living, yo, those were some of the funnest years of my life back then. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, let's take
2012 to like 2016, 17. Oh my gosh.
Man.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We did a lot of shows during that time, man.
Man, a lot of shows.
For real.
Pioneers in the game. Seen a lot of come, seen a lot of go, my brother.
That's
true. Y'all stuck and stayed. So let's take it back to the very beginning, bro. For the people that may not know, let's let them know where you from.
All right, so I'm originally born in Prince George County, Maryland.
Wow.
We moved to Durham, North Carolina, probably when I was about 4 years old. And I think from 4 or 5 years old, 4 to 8 years old,
right.
We moved to Oxford when I was around 8 years old.
Right.
And in Oxford, you know, that's where I spent, you know, the rest of my young life to my, you know, teenage years.
Wow. Okay. So hold on. I don't want to cut you off, but if it's people that may not be familiar with Oxford,
Mm-hmm.
let's let them know what it was like in Oxford. That's a part of North Carolina. We're talking about Oxford, North Carolina. Let the people know what it was like growing up back then out there.
So Oxford is right there on the next to the Virginia border, and Oxford is a small town. Uh, you know, I grew up and I had a great childhood. Like we had like mad kids in my neighborhood. Like so, my upbringing as far as childhood was very fun. Um, Experienced a lot of things like we go through as kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
The ups and downs, the fusses, the fights, whatever the case may be. But we had I had a great childhood. I'm not even gonna lie.
Right.
We was mischievous, what kids
Right.
do. But it's a small country town, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you know, living through that time, of course, we got music probably a little later than some more of the up north states.
Right.
And being I kind of came from, you know, my grandma used to have the stereo, the old record player in the living room. So
Oh wow.
I used to listen to all the old records. You know, she play on the piano. So I've
Wow.
always kind of like had that music. My mom can sing and stuff like that. So I've always been around music and stuff like that. So,
Wow.
you know, I just had pretty much a regular childhood, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's
I would
real.
assume it's a regular childhood, you know.
Nah, I feel you on that. So you come from a musical family.
Right. Well, I'm not saying nobody's no superstar, not like that, but yeah,
Right.
they harmonize. Yeah.
All right. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
So yo, when we say superstar, that's in the mind of the person looking. You know what I'm saying? There's people that's looking at you like you an icon legend. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, so yo, even in that, they put their work in. It's not easy. So you come
Right.
from that. Yo, do you remember some of your first experiences with music? Like, yo, whether it was a song that captured you in? Do you remember that first moment where it's like, yo, what is this? Like music as a whole. It don't have to be hip hop, just music, period. That first experience.
Straight up and down. Michael Jackson. What's Rock With You?
I want to rock with you.
I remember sitting down and watching this video on black and white TV, and I was like, "Who is that?"
Right.
And uh, that's when I kind of really became a fan of music. Like I used to impersonate Michael Jackson and everything, yo.
Wow.
Like he was the
Right.
best thing since sliced bread to me. You know what I mean?
A lot of people, king of pop, that we talk about Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? So, that's real right there.
He
So,
was like the first. That was the first time, like, and I started hearing like harmonies and stuff like that. I would say it was Michael Jackson.
wow.
And then, believe it or not, after him, it was Prince.
Prince. Yo, legends. That's two legends right there, brother.
It was Prince, man. Like just hearing those sounds, like it just, I don't know, it did something to my ears. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and when I was in Maryland, you know, I grew up on also, you know, uh, all I can really remember is like New Edition and go-go music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to think. I'm hearing live instruments. You know, I like Michael Jackson. This like all these sounds are building up
Right.
in me. Yet and still, I don't know that, you know, I'm going to rap or anything. These are just things that I like.
Wow.
You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right. So,
Um, and I say from there, man, I say as far as when it comes to hip hop, the first time I really started even thinking about putting words together is I have two older cousins.
okay.
My cousin Lafayette and my cousin Felicia. I think they were like the first ones who I saw. And to this day, I don't know if they were rapping somebody else's lyrics or if
Oh,
they
wow.
were like just kind of competing against each other. I don't know what it was, but I was like, I like this. Like I can tell they were making words like rhyme. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, you know, what is this? You know what I mean?
Right.
And that kind of sparked my interest right there.
Right.
That's what put me on the path. And what I did from there, it's probably a lot of people that's around my age that like hip hop that really wanted to like do their thing.
Right.
Did what I did.
Wow.
And that's when you my first recording ever was me taking two boom boxes, right?
Wow. We're going old school on them.
Going old school on them.
Right.
Like this is how bad I wanted. And this is me at like 12 years old, 12, 13 years old.
Right.
I would take I had learned how to because I had a dual tape deck boombox, right? I would take like my favorite song and find the gap in it where there was no singing on it or talking.
Right. Just a little loop piece.
And just all day, pop, 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 just sitting there. So I had about a good 3 minute span. Of course, it wasn't smooth,
right?
But it was smooth enough for a 12, 13-year-old.
Right.
Then you hit play on that joint, hit record on the box with the blank tape in it, and record.
Wow. So
That's what I did, man.
So you back there DJing and everything, making the loop with the tape. Yeah, I remember that. You had to be nice to do that back then.
Right. And you know what I'm saying? And I didn't, and like I said, now this is me not knowing this is what producers were,
right.
Were doing was taking snippets out of stuff. And this was just me like, I can do this with this, and then have my little loop playing, and then record myself on the blank tape on the other joint. Like I'm sticking the paper in the tape and everything. Right. Record the joint.
Right.
For real, yo.
Yeah,
like I got albums from back in the day. My cousin still got them joints. Like where we used to sit there, like we'd make a whole 12-song album straight up.
Yeah.
So that was the beginning of that right there.
Yeah, that's real right there. You're taking me back when you talk about the mixtapes and putting the tape in and the paper in the top of the tape and stuff like that. That was a good era. So let me ask you, being an MC, you're very lyrical.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to hip hop, what era did you enjoy the most? Like as a fan and then as an artist. So like, your career, what era was the best time in your career? And then just as a fan of hip hop, period, what era was the best for you?
For me, man, I would have to say probably for me personally, not saying I didn't listen to hip hop before that and all that, but man, like the Illmatic album, like that really opened my mind up to something different.
Right. It was a change.
That really opened my mind up to something different right there when I heard that Illmatic album, and I'll just be honest, man. It seemed like everybody was so new and original from that time on to about early 2000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like what I love. Like I can go back and play them joints. Like they had value. Like people were lyrical. You know what I'm saying? Like you can still go back and check out some of them joints. You'd be like, man, like they took that craft very seriously. You know what I mean?
They did.
And I think that's what me listening to them, that's what instilled into me. Like, I want my words to mean something. So somebody can go pull my joints out the archives and get 3,000 and be like, oh yeah, okay. You know what I mean? It's gonna mean something. It's just not gonna be some crazy random stuff. That's the only way I can put it.
Nah, I feel you on that. So being a lyrical artist, looking at other MCs, local or major, what makes an artist dope to Mike Cox? When you listen to somebody, like what do you look for that says, yo, you know what? I respect that. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like some people you see them doing their craft. It may be their voice, might be the wordplay, it might be their confidence. What makes you say, yo, they're dope?
You just said it all. You just said it all. Stage presence, the way, their cadence, you know what I mean? Because you can have any type of voice, but you gotta know how to use your voice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
confidence, you know, and knowing your stuff. You know what I
Knowing
mean?
your stuff.
Now I hate to say it, but I don't really like listening to performers that rap with their vocals in the background.
Right.
I want to know you know what you're saying. Now you can have your overdubs in the background,
Right.
but I want to hear you rap. And even if you mess up a little bit, because my thing is depending on the way you're feeling, you may say that rhyme just a little bit different.
Right.
You know what I mean? Depending on how you feeling that day. You might be in a more happy mood, you might be in a more angry mood. But the crowd, they're gonna feel how you feel
Right.
when you do it without rapping over your vocals in the background. It's just a bunch of clutter to me.
Right.
But you know, salute to everybody that do it. I just don't do it. When I go rap, you only gonna hear my overdubs. I know what I'm saying when I get up on that microphone. I know what I wrote down on that piece of paper.
Right.
When I recorded it, and I mean everything I say. That's how I feel. So to me, those type of artists to me stand out the most. And I don't know if anybody who's watching now who's ever encountered me at a show, but if I ever came up to you and said something, it's because you held all those characteristics right there, and I had to come and salute you and say, "Hey, I like that joint."
Right. Yeah.
Straight up.
And that's the thing right there. When you confident in what you do, it's not competition. So it's like I'm not ashamed to say I was a fan of you and Varel.
And I'm a fan of Team Collective all day, every day.
Right. Yo, and that's a fact right there. So it's a mutual respect. So it's like, yo, it makes me feel good when you see somebody else getting their stuff off. Like, yo, where they're getting their shine on, and it's like in their moment.
Exactly.
It's like they get caught up. It's kind of like Steph Curry getting on fire in the game, and he dropped 30. And it's like the teammates is looking like, yo, he did his thing. It's like that with other MCs. Right. So it's like, yo, that's always been a thing. So it's like I know a lot of people, they say I just listen to the beat, or they judge music by the beat.
Right.
Lyricists, we don't do that. It's deeper than that. So it's like, right. Yo, I definitely wanted to ask you that right there. So you said around the time of Illmatic, that like 90, that's like 92 to like 2000 was the era where it was like so much different styles and originality.
Yeah.
How do you think the game has changed now, looking back to then?
Well, for one, I'm gonna say this: as far as the younger generation,
right?
They know how to go get that money.
They're getting the money.
We came up, we didn't have these outlets like they have. So I'm gonna say right now, they know how to go get that purse for right. What they're doing, no matter how they doing it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna knock that at all.
Right.
But it has become more of a you know, try to make a quick one hit. You know what I mean? It might even be music that's only good for a few months and then it's gone. Then the next joint comes in. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know how much replay value it has. You know, I check out a few cats here and there. You know what I mean? But it takes a lot for me, and I might just be stuck in my ways. And like I said, I'm not knocking anybody because people can like what they like. I know some people don't like what I do, and right. And that's fine because the world is full of opinions. Everybody can have their own. You know what I mean? So,
right.
But I don't know, man. I just wish it got back more into like substance, man, because our youth is kind of like going in the wrong direction. I hate to say it, but it just seems that way to me. Right. Not saying we didn't have, our rappers too back in the day that talked a lot of smack, but you had more of a balance though.
Right.
Now it's like everybody is just stuck on one wave. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what I don't like about it. You know what I mean?
No, I feel you on that, and I definitely agree. It's like it's no substance, or it's everybody's talking about the same thing. Everybody's turning up. Everybody getting lit. Everybody popping pills. Everybody doing lean. It's like, all right. After that, now it's like, okay, now what do we do? You know what I'm saying? Life still happens. So it's like bills, we got kids, we got other things going on besides partying all the time. It's like life is realer than that. You have happy moments.
And that's my thing too. I say to myself, you know, let's say if you are trying to have longevity in the game, these songs you're making, even when it's 5 years from now, 10, are you still want to be hopping around the stage saying what you're saying?
Right.
If you consider that to be like one of your classics and what, I don't know, man. Right. Let me stop. I'm about to be on some other stuff here.
Nah, yeah, be real, bro. Keep it real. Yeah, that's why we do it. We here, bro. We here. So it's like you said, we got to be accountable for what we say because words hold value.
Yeah,
so
man.
Like even me from back in the day to now being an older, it's harder for me now. Actually, to be honest, it's harder to write certain things because it's like I'm being mindful of what I'm saying. Where back something 10 years ago, it might have been a hot line.
Right. Go right off the tongue.
So now it's like, yo, I'm listening, but I'm like, yeah, but that's kind of wicked. It's kind of like, yo, is the metaphor is ill, but the message behind it
is kind of a little wicked.
So now it's like,
get me wrong, I have a few lines in there myself too, but I always told myself I'm going to have some type of message, you know, in this song. That's why some of my favorite artists, like I like Guru. I like, of course, I like Nas. I like Jay-Z. I like AZ. I like Nature. I like Goody Mob.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you know, I have a select few, but I like them for a reason because it seemed like, you know, they always gave me something when I listened to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what I think that's kind of how my style is, really, to tell you the truth. Like, yeah, I speed it up sometimes, whatever, but it's like I'm trying to provoke the mind, and I always throw some double entendres in there, like all the time.
Right.
All the time. Yeah. So people come on me, did you mean this or did you mean that? I kind of meant both of them, really. You know what I mean? I meant exactly how you heard it. Right. However you heard it.
Right.
However you heard that joint. I meant it because you can best believe I sat there and thought about when I say this line, I want it to mean that and I want it to mean that.
At the same time. So let's talk about that, yo. How did you develop your writing style, and like how long, around what age did you first start writing? Was it like poetry first or raps first? Were you a freestylist? Were you a writer? How did you first start?
I would say I won a tongue twister contest when I was in the 5th grade.
Wow.
That was the first time I kind of put some words together with a choppy style, and I won that joint. 5th grade. Wow. After that, like I said, around 12, 13, while we used to make those loops, you know, I would freestyle most of it, but I also would write at least one verse to try to make myself seem like I was a real MC. Wow. But I think it really hit me when I was in high school.
Right.
I would say right there around 11th, 12th grade year, it was me and probably a handful of other guys that I think really like took rap serious, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I was a dude in the neighborhood who would get all my boys together and be like, yo, let's just spit something, da 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 da.
Right.
But in high school, it was a couple of guys that actually, like, they used to write, and we used to, you know, sit there and spit our joints to each other, like, oh yeah, da da da. Couldn't record yet because, you know,
right.
At that, far as I know, nobody in the area had a studio, far as I know.
Wow.
So I would say around that time was when I started formulating my skill, and it really hit when I had attended 1 year of Vance Graham Community College.
Vance Graham.
And I was in class, and just happened to sit beside this dude because it was the only seat available. And before class started, you know, I had my little notebook out and I was, you know, kind of chanting to myself,
right,
and writing. And he looked over at me. He was like, you all that writing rhyme? I was like, yeah. He's like, for real? I was like, yeah. He said, oh. He said, I make beats. I said, for real? He's like, yeah, yeah. He said, I got a little studio in my basement. I said, okay. I said, I've never recorded before. And me and him just got cool, you know what I'm saying? And then he said, that's when he told me, he said, I got a friend that rap too.
Wow.
I was like, he said, you should meet him. I was like, all right. And all this was at Advanced Grammar Community College. And he said, I'm gonna introduce you when we they have the little break time, whatever the case may be, in the middle of classes.
Right.
And went down and he introduced me to Burrell.
Nah, wait, whoa. Hold on. Rewind it back, yeah. So you were in college, right? Community college.
Mm-hmm.
So this almost like high almost. It's like, yo, got blunts? Got a cigar? It's like, yo, so I got raps. I ain't got beats. I got beats.
I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just thinking about writing a rhyme.
Right. And then he looks over and he probably needs somebody to rap over his beats. Like, yo, I got beats. Yo, you rap? Yeah, I rap. I got a studio.
So I had never been in the studio. Yeah, I rap. I gotta go for it.
Right.
That's I just gotta go for it. Yeah, I rap. Sure enough.
And then he link y'all together.
Yeah.
You meet Burrell.
Yeah.
Wow. So okay. All right. For the people in Raleigh, yo, this is exclusive right here, yo. So y'all meet through the producer.
Yeah.
Was you going by Cox then, or what was you going by?
I was going by Mike Check.
Mike Check.
Yeah.
Wow. What was Burrell's name?
I can't remember Burrell's name. Let me think. Hold on. I can't really remember Burrell's name.
Yo, it's all
he
good.
Did have a name though.
Yo, it's all good. So y'all meet up. Y'all link up. So is this at the school or y'all link up at the studio? Or this is still the first date?
We linked up at the school, right? And I would say probably no more than about maybe 2 days later, maybe 3 days later. Cause he was from Durham too, so
Right.
I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get there because I don't think I had a whip at that time. I got a whip shortly after that.
Right.
But for some reason, my mom knew his mom, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Durham, and he was like, yo, I'll take you to Durham, because Vance Graham is in Henderson.
Right.
He was like, I'll take you to Durham, and I'll bring you back to Oxford. Wow. So I think it was one afternoon, might have been on a Friday. Me and the guy's name is Chi Brown, Chioki. Me, him, and Burrell, we went to Durham and went to his basement. He had a little MP. I don't know if it's MPC or MP3. I don't know. It was one of the first joints. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he had a couple of beats, but he ended up making one right on the spot.
Oh wow! And
we ended up coming up with a name of a song. It was called Full Moons.
Full Moons.
An original joint, Full Moons. And I ain't gonna lie, from that first song right there, I thought we was dope.
Wow. So it was instant. So it wasn't like, how like we MC. So we all have that. We all the master MC.
Right.
So it's like, I'm at a show. Somebody says, this is my man, he could rap. You've been around me. You know me, Mike. So they say, this is my man, he could rap.
Right.
I'm like, can he rap or can he rap? That's what I ain't saying this, but I'm looking at him. Is he a rapper or can he rap?
Right.
So now it's like, based on that, if he don't get the pound, he's hip hop.
Right.
I'm still judging. It's still the jury's still out.
Right.
I want to see you spit something. So let me hear you spit something. So now they spit something and they're official. Now it's like, okay, you rap. So tell me about that first situation. Like, yo, I rap, I'm Burrell. Okay, I'm Cox, I rap. What was going through y'all mind? Was it like, yo, y'all were just happy to be there? Or was like, yo, was it the duel of the Iron Mike right now? What was the mindset going in?
So for me, I'm just gonna be. I was honestly just happy. I was honestly just happy to be there.
Right.
I don't think Burrell maybe had recorded like maybe a song before me and him linked up. So I don't know how he was. And you know, Burrell, he from New York too, so
Right.
he got that New York
Right.
attitude. You know what I'm saying? I had been around the music. Like I said, I know I have, you know, did my little thing, whatever. But for me to be at an actual studio, you know, a basement or a studio, I guess a studio is a microphone, a
Right.
beat machine, and you know what I'm saying, some way to record it.
Right.
I was happy to be there. And it just so happened because I had been doing my little thing. It wasn't like this overwhelming thing for me.
Right.
I knew exactly how I wanted to say my rhyme and all that. Burrell went in there, did his thing, came up with the hook, you know, like Burrell do, he come up with hooks.
Right.
And man, I was so proud of that song, man. I was proud of that song. I was like, this is a real, like, I finally got a real song. You know what I'm saying?
Hours. And it's hours. On
Right.
original beat, everything.
Everything from the jump. Like, that's a blessing. Like, I didn't really, for the first studio time, whatever, you know, we didn't really rap over nobody else's beats, man. We just like, you know what I mean? She made a lot of our beats in the beginning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, at that age, we still like we ripping and running. So we might not have linked back up for like another 2 weeks after that.
Right.
And then, you know, then eventually it got to a point where I think I might have put a verse on the track. Burrell heard it, and then he put a verse on the track, and we was like, yo, man, you know, we should try to be a group.
Wow.
And the name of that group was Sons of a Higher Caliber.
Sons. Wow. Wait a minute. So okay, this is another wow moment. Sons of a Higher Caliber.
Yep.
Wow. Yo, what year was this?
Probably like, damn. 97, 98, maybe.
Sons of a Higher Caliber.
Yeah.
So y'all like college, was y'all doing shows? What was y'all doing? Like, was y'all just making the tapes, letting people hear the CDs, or what was y'all doing with the music?
We just made that song. Only people that heard that song was family, probably.
Wow.
Family.
Yeah.
But then we did another track, the track that I put a verse on, and then he put a verse on. And she happened to play it for a couple of other MCs that happened to be in the basement with us.
Right.
And they look up and say, yo, who was that? Who are those cats rapping on that track? And he was like, them dudes.
Wow.
So that was our first time getting a little recognition, like, oh, okay.
Right.
Somebody else feeling the joint.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So okay. So hold on. So that's back to like I was saying. So y'all all in the booth. This kind of like even the Wu-Tang kind of. So everybody's in the lab. He plays the track. Joints bumping. They hearing it. Yo, this rocking. Who the hell is that? Nobody said, yo, that's us. He said, yo, that's them right there. So y'all in the cut like y'all do?
Yeah.
They like, yo, that's dope. How did that moment feel? Like you already have been doing it. Don't get me wrong. You've been letting your people hear it, but to hear it from some MCs in the studio,
right?
That's big for us.
Right.
How did that feel?
That felt awesome because I was like, okay, I might be built for this. That's what's going on through my mind. Like, you know what I mean? I might be built for this right here. You know what I mean? To be a lyricist. Because I'm still not sure. It's only my second recording. You know what I mean?
Right.
And over time, you know, we be in the basement. You know, now we getting to meet other MCs come through. You know what I mean? And starting to build a little rapport, like, you know what I mean? Hop on the track with somebody, you know, and just starting to get that feel for like that studio life. I guess that's the way for me to put it.
Right.
And my friends back home, you know, I was like, bro, you always in Durham. Like, man, we out here recording, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was trying to get them on, but they weren't really into it like that, you know what I'm saying? And I had to just go for what I know.
Right. Right. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes.
And what happened from there is, I think, I don't know if Chi went back to New York for a little while or something, but he had to stop recording for us, so he put us on to somebody else.
Oh wow!
And the producer was now he's known as King James, but I can't remember his real name. I want to say Melvin, but I'm not sure.
Right.
Because now he's a big producer right now.
Yeah, King James. Right. Right.
And we recorded with him. We recorded recorded a couple of songs with him. And if I'm not mistaken, he was getting ready to move somewhere.
Wow.
So he put us on the Skaz Dick. Skaz Daddy.
Hold on. Pause. See, certain things just come together. God has a way of just working it out. Because I'm listening, it's like, yo, all right, I've seen y'all for years. Known both of y'all for years. When I hear the story, how it organically came together, you meet the producer, he introduces y'all. Y'all connect. The producer says, yo, I got to go handle something back at home. Plugs y'all King James. All right, for the people that don't know.
King James at the time, but
right, he not King James then. But for the people that's watching now,
right,
let them know who King James is. Now.
I mean, look, I'm gonna tell you, I'll be honest. I ain't kept in contact with the dude and not like that. I just know that he is, from what I've seen and heard, he is doing great things with music. You know, they probably could tell me more about it. I just know his name now is King James, and I believe it because even back then, he was tight with those beats. So I can only imagine what he got going on now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's the thing I was trying to point to, because it's like, all right, so the producer put y'all together, good people. Yeah. Y'all linked to King James, right? King James goes on to blow up. He's doing this thing now. But King James says, hold on, I ain't gonna leave y'all on stuff. I gotta handle something. I'm gonna put y'all on to my man, who's Skaz. For the people that's watching, yo, it's like I'm tripping because like these ain't rinky dink people.
Yeah.
Yo, who is? Let the people know who Skaz is, bro. Like,
Skaz is a legendary Durham DJ. Skaz, man. The memories I got at Skaz spot, man. It used to be some MCs up in Skaz joint, yo. Like, those were the times where you might have about 10, 15 MCs in there, and everybody gonna spit to see who was what.
Wow.
Crews against crews, you know what I mean?
Right.
People standing in sessions, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was dope. That was a dope experience. And I'm about to tell you something good. That's why I met Raw One.
Raw One there at Skaz spot.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
We were up in that joint recording a song called Most Gangster. I never forget it.
Wait.
Skaz made the beat. We had the rhymes going or whatever. And I don't know if Ross Session was next or whatever. But you know, he came walking in, he was standing there listening to it. He, you know, he saw us over the round, whatever joint. He was like, yo, you know, he's like, y'all mind if I hop on this joint?
Wow. Wait,
And
so
he spit his joint.
Rod's on the gangster joint. Wait, hold on, time out. Yeah, you're taking me too fast. Jeez Louise. Yo.
Straight up.
Yo, what's the name of the track?
Most Gangster.
Most Gangster. Salute to Rod One. So Rod One shows up.
Yeah.
Says, yo, this y'all got a banger. I want to get on the track. So all right, now is it packed in there? Is it still like all the artists is in there? Is heavy in there?
I say that day right there, it was probably about 7-8 people up in that joint.
All right, so now we talking about going for what you know, being hungry. Rod shows up in Skaz joint. Y'all got it cooking in there. Rod goes for what he knows and says, yo, can I jump on that?
Yep.
Y'all say, okay, let me hear what you got. This is where the MCs came. Let me hear what you got. So what was the verdict when Rod spit the joint?
Hey, the way and the thing is, Rod still got that style. Like, you know how he kind of got that harmonizing type of,
right?
He did that, and we just looked at him like, that joint sound tight, right? And we all young MCs, you know what I'm saying? So we was like, that joint sound tight, you know what I'm saying? And I think he even came up with the hook on the joint.
Rod, what?
And look, if I can find that tape one day, I'm gonna play it. Rod might have it too, but we went in there. To me, that joint was dope, man. That was a dope moment right there. But you know what I'm saying? One way, y'all. And he gotta tell you about that joint, man. Let me tell you, man.
Man, listen.
That's how I met Rod One. That's why when I saw y'all at what's that place we talking about with the V?
Volume 11.
That was the first time I had seen him since that time. But he remembered me just like I remember him. I was like, yo. Because, you know, you got to understand, to me, for MCs, you know, to collaborate like that, we had never met him before. You know what I'm saying? But to show him love and let him get on it. And to me, I thought the joint was dope. You know what I mean? I knew he had to appreciate it too. You know what I mean? Because you know how many people be like, nah, man, we good. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we was showing love. You know what I'm saying? So,
wow. And
I never forget that right there. That was the first time I met Rod One, man. I probably had to be was about 22 at that time.
Man, geez,
yeah.
Salute to Team Collective, yo.
Rod
One, yo. And this is new. Y'all getting it just like I'm getting. I'm over here blown away. I can't wait till the interview's over to call them. So, yo, who's the most gangster? Let me talk about
hey, you know, hey, just know I ended the track.
Oh, you ain't all right?
So I ended that joint.
I feel you on that, yo. So, like you said, so it's like, yo, once you do them tracks with another MC, it's kind of like a brotherhood at that point.
Right, exactly.
So it's like, so now y'all see each other years later.
Right.
Matter of fact, we talking about the Carolina listener. He's watching. That's Derek DJ Dessert. He was the one that was throwing the Carolina listening parties that we talking about.
Right.
Salute the DJ Dessert,
hey,
Mr. Carolina hip hop.
Oh, love from day one too. Like it's crazy, man. It's crazy, and you know, I don't know if it's because you know the personality of the MCs or whatever case, or they be like, you know, y'all got some skills, but we've been blessed enough that we ain't really had too much restraint when it comes to like meeting people if we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like they bring us in, like, yo, come back here to the back. Yo, I got a studio. Da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? That's love right there. You know what I mean?
That's love. That's love. Bro.
That's love.
That's love right there. So again, salute to DJ Dessert. Definitely another pioneer in the game right there. I went to school with Dessert actually. So I know Dessert for years. Me and Dessert went to high school together.
Okay.
Yo, that's a whole nother crazy story.
That's the story I did.
Yeah, bro. So okay, so now y'all do the most gangster. Now y'all with Skaz.
Right.
So it's like, were y'all working on the project at the time, or y'all just recording, or how was y'all doing it? Y'all was just getting material together, or was y'all specifically working on the project?
So at that time, we were just trying to we just want to do some tracks. You know what I mean? Because Skaz was new to us. You know what I mean? We were new to him. you know, he liked our style. We liked the way Skaz made beats, you know what I mean? So we did a couple of tracks, and then we end up working on an album.
Okay.
Yeah. End up working on an album.
All right. So
And
let me ask. No, go ahead.
and to this day, I wish we would have listened to Skaz when he was saying, y'all sure y'all want to put these on the CD? Because we would take the recordings on the tape.
Wow.
He's like, you sure you don't want to put this on the CD? Nah, man, give me, because all I had was a tape deck in the
Right.
car. I was like, nah, just give me, you know what I mean? I wish I would have listened to him and put them joints on CD. You know what I'm saying? But
Wow.
we ended up making an album, and we call that joint Street Platinum.
Street Platinum.
Yep.
Yeah, that's dope right there. So let me ask you a quick question. You went from Chi first,
Mm-hmm.
then it was King James, the Skaz. Every engineer has their own different recording style.
Right.
What are some things you learned from each one that helped y'all along the way?
As far as like production wise, or
production, as far as the recording process, all types of stuff, because everybody has their own different ways of going about it.
Okay, so with Chi, you know, with Chi, we learned the basics. Like, okay, this is a 16. You know, you need to cut your verse off here. You know, with Melvin, I think his name was Melvin, but King James, he was a little bit more like on a sonic type tip. You know what I mean?
On the tones.
Yeah.
The way, okay.
And with Skaz Digger, he was more on like molding you into being like a real like MC, because we was trying to make an album. So you know what I mean?
Right.
He'd be like, nah, they don't sound, probably need to say it like that, or you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Just kind of help you get your cadence together and everything like that, because it was a lot of MCs that mess with Skaz. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He's one of them people that talk,
when
you're
you're
gonna
recording and you got 5 other MCs outside the booth listening to you, you want to go in there and do. I had one time, we had like 6, 7 MCs on one track, and because I just felt my joint won't right, I just said, y'all, I'm just gonna bow out.
Wow. I mean, it happens. It happens to the best of it.
And it was the best. It was the best thing, because that pressure, I couldn't deal with it. My rhyme wasn't coming out right. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm just gonna gracefully bow out. You know what I mean? And I had my moments when I did some one take bangers, like,
right.
Bam. So you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's the good and the bad of being an MC. But
yeah, that's a fact right there. So let me ask you a hip hop question. As an artist,
okay,
have you ever been in the studio with somebody and was intimidated? A little bit.
not really. But if I had to say, the closest thing is knowing that Big Daddy Kane is sitting outside the room.
Wow.
When we in there recording something.
Right. That's the thing. And Big Daddy Kane he's one of the lyrical masters.
I would say that would have to be it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Wow. And I think he may have listened to it and told us, that's pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that would probably have to be it. Any other time than that, man, nah, because I felt like I know what I want to go in there and say. You know what I mean? And it is gonna be what it is. What it is. You know what I mean?
I feel you on that, and that's the true MC right there, because we don't bow down. We don't give it to somebody else. If you're a true MC,
right,
you give it your best. You go down fighting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if we giving it 100, that's all you can do. It's like you gave it your best. So it's like that was a question for a lot of these new artists. They say, I won't get on the track with this person because they'll smoke me, or I can't follow this. You can't have that mindset as an MC.
Nah.
You gotta rise to the challenge.
Your ego has to be large as an MC. You gotta always think you the best, even if you're not.
Even if you're not.
Because your words are your words.
Right.
And if you put the passion in your words, how you want to put in your words, it don't matter what the other person said.
Right.
When they get to your verse and they can feel what you're saying, that's how I always, like, I know I'm not the most lyrical person. I know that. But I feel like I put some of the most passion in my rhymes whenever I spit my rhymes. Hands down. I don't care who rapped before me or after me. I'm gonna put my heart into what I say on this beat. And you can feel me or you don't feel me. It's fine with me because when I listen to it, I know what I was trying to get across.
Right.
And I've been like that for a long time. So that one time I bowed out was because I felt like I couldn't really come. I didn't really come like I wanted to. You know what I mean? It's like I was trying to force it, so I had to lay it down.
Right.
But I told myself after that day, I'd never do that ever again.
Never again.
And I never did.
Nah, that's the thing. And it's like I said, it happens to all of us. And even sometimes, let me get your point of view because it's a very controversial story. It's twice it happened. I think twice. Okay, let's start with the first one first. 4, 3, 2, 1. The LL.
Mm-hmm.
So the MC's in the booth, right? Cannabis jumps on the track. They say the story is I wasn't there. This allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Cannabis gets on the track and goes crazy. LL said, wait a minute. He's doing a little too much. He said, simmer down, simmer down. We're going to take that cut, that version I did. We're going to run it back. Because, he just took me to another level.
Mm-hmm.
As an MC, I don't think he did anything wrong.
Right. If it's his album.
Right. It's his album.
Right.
You come on my joint. You motivated me. I ain't going to say you smoked me.
Right.
You motivated me.
Right.
I might have been out there playing around. I'm doing the shoot around. I didn't know this was a real game.
Right.
Okay, let me do some stretches. Now, but it was a big thing about it. People said LL was wrong. He said, he went back, he switched his verse.
Right.
So let me ask you as a lyricist, what's the rule? You can respit the verse. You can't change the verse. How does that work?
To me, I say you can respit the verse. I don't think you should change the verse. And I also, I guess it's hard to say. Like, I would say you shouldn't even play the other people's verses.
Right.
You know what I mean? For you to even be like, okay, I need to come this, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I have relayed a verse and it was better. Like, same words. I just
better.
was more comfortable with it, and I just laid it better. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've done that a couple times.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know about when you like go hear somebody verse and then you be like, okay, I'm about to, trying to smoke dude or whatever the case. I don't know about that right there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why I don't really like hearing. I really don't like hearing anybody verses when I record. I'd be like, what's the topic?
Right.
Okay. I need to formulate how I'm going to come at this topic. You know what I mean? Because you can have 3 different versions that's all related to the same topic. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear your verse. I don't want to hear your verse because I want to be focused on what I want to say on this topic. That's how I operate. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and even if you might mess around, now I would say even if you end up saying a line that sounds similar, because me and Burrell has done that before.
Right.
But I don't think we ever changed the joint though, because it's like great minds think alike then, I guess. You know what I'm saying? That's how we looked at the joint.
Yeah. And that's the thing right there. So let me ask you, okay, leading up into that part where you and Burrell, y'all doing the songs together, how long did it take you to formulate your sound and your style? Like how many styles did you try at first? I know you say you did the tongue twister. We constantly evolving with our pen game. So like how long did it take you to get confident to say, yo, you know what? This is how I sound. I don't rap like nobody. I rap like me.
Okay, to be honest, at one time, man, I wanted to sound like Sonny Chiba. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Camp Low.
I ain't even gonna lie.
This is it.
I ain't gonna lie. Like just that his cadence, and I kind of wanted to sound like him for real.
Right.
And then, I said, that's too much energy for me to be doing that.
Right.
So I started rhyming like, I just started rhyming. So really, before I ever heard Jay-Z voice,
Right.
I only knew my own voice.
Right.
So when people started saying I sound like Jay-Z, I was like, who that? This before I really knew who Jay-Z was, right?
Before he was Sean Carter, before he was Beyonce's husband.
So you know what I'm saying? So it was a long period of time where I'm just rapping like me, and people say I sound like Jay-Z. And that's probably why that may have helped a lot of people like me, maybe.
Right.
During that time we was out there performing and stuff. I don't know. But I always came my own bars, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then I lost my voice.
Right. I wanted to get to that too, as well.
And losing your voice when you like to rhyme is a very depressing thing, man. Right. That is depressing as I don't know what.
All right, hold on. So let me paint the picture right quick. So this is during the process. This y'all recording the album, or this is you and Burrell already linked up? Y'all making music. Around what time did you lose the voice?
Man, this was probably had to be around me losing my voice. We had already put the little Perfect Strangers mixtape together.
Wow.
I would say probably like 2008, maybe 2009.
Right.
Yeah. So I had lost my voice probably between like 2009 and 2010.
Wow. So around how long have y'all known each other around this time when you lost your voice? How long have you and Burrell been knowing each other?
Let's see. Golly. You got me trying to do some math over this.
My bad, bro. My bad.
Hold on.
I'm just trying to paint the picture for the people.
Probably at least 7 years by then, maybe 8.
Okay. See, that's what I wanted to establish that. So y'all come together. This is your dream. I want to rap. Wanted to record at first. First, when we want to rap, is then I want to record. You start recording. You meet Chi. We already went through that. Chi to King James to Skaz. So that all this is going on. So it's like my dreams coming true. Everything, boom, 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 boom. Everything is playing out. Now this left field. You lose your voice. What's going through your mind, bro?
Like, hip hop is my baby, yo. Like by this time, like this is what I like doing. I always kept a job through all this time. I never had the luxury of just being an artist. I always, worked all the time. So, it was depressing, man, because I was like, I can't record. I feel like I'm holding people back. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I was even forcing myself to rap on some tracks. Like I had some tracks where I'm rapping with my messed up voice. It sound like this right here, People like, shoot, man, that joint sound hard. Nah, man, but that ain't me though. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. You know what I mean? Like the joint was horrible, man. And I just had to just fall back. I just told the guys, like, because at this time we might have been a 3-man team at this time.
Right.
It might have been somebody new in the group by then. I think it was my boy Trev.
Wow.
And I just had to just kind of like fall back for a second. Like, I can't, I went to an ear, nose, and throat doctor and everything. That was like, yo, your vocal cord is torn. And they was like, we can either do surgery,
right,
or you can just wait and, see if it'll heal, because we do surgery. We might permanently mess it up.
Right.
It's not guaranteed.
Right.
So for like a whole year and a half, dog, I just had to walk around and just like talk real low. I go talk to a girl, I be all up in there. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I use it to my advantage. What's wrong with you? My voice messed up.
Right. Yo, I feel you, yo. So, yo, speaking of that, that's the thing, right? I only know 3 MCs I personally know.
Mm-hmm.
DOC lost his voice. He didn't ever be able to rap again. Jeezy. I didn't know Jeezy lost his voice from the Icy to the Jeezy we heard.
Yeah.
And Mike Cox. All right. I've heard singers like the Estelles and those types of people. I think it's Estelle. What's the girl name? From the outside. Hello from the other side. Anyway, hip hop. We're talking hip hop. You lose your voice, bro. Like when you say you strain your voice, is that like something it was an accident or just it happened? Like how did that when you found out, you ripped your vocal cord?
I put it this way, it was a situation that I regret to this day,
Right.
which made me say I would never argue with another female again in my life after
Right.
this happened, because after I did what I did, I said, you're gonna make me lose my voice. And sure enough, my joint went away. So that kind of helped me in 2 ways. For one, it taught me how to not let things stress me out.
Right.
And 2, how to control my tone, because I'm an Aries, so I kind of popped my lid that day.
Okay.
But anyway,
Right.
I
Now I feel you.
I have apologized for all of that, but
Yeah.
that made me lose my voice for like a year and a half, and I told myself I'd never put myself in that type of situation ever again. You know what I mean? To
Right.
get me to that level, to make me
All right.
want to yell out some things.
Okay.
So anyway,
Right. All right. Without going there,
yeah,
you just put me on something I never knew. So like people don't make me raise my voice.
right,
Stuff like that, where it's like, yo, okay, or you at a show and you just turn up every night. I didn't know that was like a basketball energy. Like, I just tore my ACL.
yeah,
Career is gone.
yeah.
So you saying if you get too turned up, and you know what I'm saying. So if I'm yo, put your hands up, and I just the wrong way, I never knew that, bro.
Yeah. And let me tell you, when it came back, it came back out the blue. Like one day I was talking like this. And then the next day, my voice came back. And it was even sharper than this now. Like my voice is toned down a little bit since then.
Right.
But that joint came back so sharp, I went ham. I started recording, like I had already been making little beats on the side.
Right.
Man, I started recording some joints, man, because I was so happy that my voice was back. Like it was night and day, man. I went to sleep one night with my voice sounding messed up. Woke up the next day, joint was just back.
Right. And
That was like that's the most craziest thing you can go through as an MC that love to rhyme. You lose your joint, you start feeling depressed about the joint, and then the joint just comes back after like a year and a half, yo. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
People can't even imagine that. I think the only people that can't really imagine that are like singers that like always put their voice to the highest pitch all the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm telling you, man, that joint was crazy.
Yo, so now guys say, yo, I need your voice. I need you. You got a message.
Yeah.
He give you your voice back. That's like a second life. It's like, yo, I thought I'd never be able to do this again. Some people that get them ACLs, there's only a few basketball players that bounce back.
Right.
And when they get that second chance, they're saying, take it easy.
Right.
Take it easy.
Right.
So you saying, yo, when you got your voice back, did you tell yourself, take it easy or hit the gas?
I said, let's go. Because as you can tell, you've been in some performances.
Right.
And Burrell was loud as hell when we get up on that mic.
Right.
All the time. All the time. That was the style. It was like, you know, maybe a little bit more calm down MOP. But we always like got loud on that mic.
Right.
I was like, let's go. Like my throat felt strong. I knew, and because of I didn't go take vocal therapy like the ear, nose, and throat doctor told me to do.
Right.
I was like, I can do this myself. So I just learned how to, you know, during that time, all that time, I was learning how to like speak without straining my voice and stuff like that.
Wow.
So when my joint came back, I knew what I could do and shouldn't do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know, we went ham, man.
Yeah.
Recorded the Timeless album. You know what I'm saying? Probably about another, who knows how many tracks outside of that. Like all the songs that's on Reverb, man, none of them songs on the album, maybe like one or two. But we recorded so many tracks and so many tracks that people haven't heard, man. Like that's a lot of tracks, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of tracks, man.
That's the thing. I want to talk about that too, yo. But I got a clip. It's a blast from the past.
Okay.
The joint that y'all about to do. I'm gonna let this one play for a minute. I didn't mean to cut the other one so quick in the first place. But this one right here, this was my jam. I'm gonna tell you that now. Like, yo, I done seen y'all perform this joint many places. This is my jam. After we come back from the video, we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna mute my mic and your mic so it don't mess with the audio on the sound. But I'm gonna have us on the side.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let you check it out. Then we're gonna talk about what we seen on this joint right here. This is a throwback. All right, that's cool.
That's cool. I might step away for a quick second.
All right, that's good. So I'll just leave the video up. I'll leave the video up. They won't even see us.
Okay.
Bet. All right, here we go.
I got the hip hop on my mind.
This is that gutter butter, entices the hustler's hunger, fighting to stay on top and never go under. Wondering, will the sunlight break through the clouds? Trying to get a glimpse of hope, this life is breaking us down. Blue and white's behind you flashing cause they hate that you're brown. Got me puffing on that loud, trying to calm my ass down. But I can't escape the sounds of the late night rounds. Popping up, heart beating like speakers that pound. I reside in Southeast, so I'm speaking for now. How many of us locked up with 6 feet in the ground? Man, I love my black people, we just need to be proud. A pair of sneakers shouldn't cause a man to bleed on the ground. A lost generation just need to be found. You can play confused fool until the secret is out. And once your mind's free, believe the raid releasing the hound. From my belief, I'm shooting 16 from the mound.
16 from the mouth, leave you leak on the ground. Niggas acting like they bitches, how they peeping around. So I only trust a few, I keep my people around. Black and the brown, so I'm pumping my fist. I mean with the left hand, not the one with the split. Where I'm from, they cut out your tongue for running your lips. So I don't leave out my house without my gun and my clip. Bull City is a place, one turn and you're dead. Where I'm from, your closest home, boy, I'll burn you for bread. Seen a nigga own brother run and turn to the feds. So I barely use my phone and the burn to the head. Switch lanes just to get changed, shit could get strange when you're driven by ambition and they in the pit lanes. Silent assassin, where I get the nickname. Cause when you do it like I do it, you ain't got a spit game. 4x4 on the winter, drop the top in the spring. I've been out looking clean like a mobster with rings. Keep a tank full of gas just to follow my dreams. Don't leave home without my chrome and some dollars of green. Pop the clutch, shift the gear, hit the throttle for speed. And I swear to raise my kids, the streets will swallow your seed. Only few out there alive, this is hot as a team. It's like a problem with yourself, you got a problem with me. Surrounded by some actors, facing the snakes. The streets hold you captive when you get in this cage. Never let them take it backwards, yeah, I made some mistakes. Use a beat as target practice, I ain't taking no breaks.
Hold on. See, the thing is,
Think I'm holding Jermaine hostage.
That's the problem with live technology. I done got ahead of myself. I done jumped too quick. That's the joint I wanted to do at the end. They won't supposed to know about that one. They won't supposed to know about that one yet. But we jumped out. It's out there now. Right? The joint that I was gonna play. I'm gonna play that later on. And that was the I might can't save the world, but I might could save your girl for one night. You know what I'm talking about?
Shoot. Dang, I forget the name of the joint.
Wow.
Ah, man.
So it's all good. It's all good. We're gonna jump to that later. But that was the performance I was talking about. We're gonna play that one later.
Okay.
But, okay.
I'm about to say we never performed that one.
All right.
It's still dope. It's
still dope. See, that's the thing about that one. I'm like, yo, all right, I gotta pull up some footage. I gotta show the people what y'all about. So as I'm going through and I'm looking, 20, I think it was 2019, 2020, whatever year that was shot.
That right there?
Yeah, that one. It was uploaded. And like
that joint right there, man, that probably was recorded in like 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
Did y'all release the video later or something?
Of that song you just played?
The one I just played.
Nah, 2016. We never performed it. We just made a video to it.
See, that's the thing. I never knew about that track.
Really?
I never knew about it. So when I was going,
and me and Burrell got so many tracks that people don't know about. It just so happened we want to do a video to that one, recorded by my boy Low. You know what I'm saying? So
I want to get into that video too. I want to talk about how what that song concept was about. How did y'all come up with it in the video? But I was gonna say it's like being a fan of y'all's. It was like, yo, I don't remember this. I heard a lot of songs, heard a lot. Never seen y'all promote the video.
Right.
It's kind of like out there. If you find it,
right,
you find it. Let me ask you about the track, yo. So okay, y'all shot the video in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
You said it was about your man. One of your peoples. The song. Low?
No, I said he's the one that recorded the joint.
Low. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so y'all with your man Low. This after Scaz or before Scaz?
This is after Scaz, man. This is after Scaz. Low is the one who recorded us at Shakedown. You know what I mean?
At Shakedown.
And he became kind of fond of our style. It was like, I want to do a video for y'all. You know what I mean? So we recorded that song, and it's just a song that Burrell found the beat. It's an old school beat. Everybody heard that. Everybody heard that before. He was like, yeah, let's write something to this joint and let's go shoot a video to it. Never really performed it anywhere. We just, you know what I mean? Recorded the song and then did a video.
All right. So now that makes sense because at the beginning of the video, there's a couple tracks up there, but it was like I heard a couple different beats. I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna flag that, so I queued it. But I'm gonna actually bring it. I'm gonna end it with that one. I'm gonna bring that one back because I like that one.
Okay.
But that's off a mixtape because it's like 3 different clips of songs before that one start.
Well, that's because all of that's off the Timeless album.
Okay.
So he figured he'll pull some of his favorite verses, couple of bars off some of the favorite verses he liked, and threw it in the beginning just to let y'all know, this is the specialist that's getting ready to come on. So he played, a little snippet of my verse from one song, and he played a snippet of Burrell's verse from another song, and then he dropped, the song y'all just heard.
Yeah, so that's dope right there. So I want to talk about that process, that album, and all that, but it makes sense now. So we're gonna play that again at the end. I'm ended with that one. I'm gonna bring that one back.
Okay.
But now I'm gonna play that one I'm talking about because y'all actually at the Shakedown.
Yeah.
You say y'all met him at Shakedown.
I don't know how we met Low, man. I think Burrell knew one of Low's friends.
Right.
And he heard something of ours and he wanted to come and just record us at Shakedown.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never met the dude before in my life.
Right.
But he was fond enough that he liked our music. He was like, I want to come record y'all.
Yeah. And that's the thing, even with your name, The specialist. I want to get to that too. I don't want to get off track. I want to get to all that. But it's like, yo, when people think about the specialist, and y'all both individual artists as well, y'all both stand alone and all that. But it's like the thing about that specialist, when you hear that name, it's like a technician in the ring or a technician, a boxer. It's like, yo, they specialists. So you seen them, you know, the movies out, this, that, and the third. But it's like the thing about y'all, it was like y'all were Mike Masters. It was like almost like, yo, bringing back that EPMD, that Raekwon and Ghostface, that Method Man and Redman before, because like y'all totally day and night. Y'all totally day. If you know Jay Burrell, you know Mike Cox. It's like, yo, y'all blend together. It comes together a real good combination. Right. But your personality, his personality is totally different.
Right.
On that stage, y'all chemistry is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like you see both of y'all personalities. How important was y'all stage show to y'all?
Oh man. Believe it or not, man, every time before there was a show, man, me and Burrell would probably spend about a good 2-3 hours like practicing, going over verses. Like I said, no verse in the background. Spit in your joint and spit it flawlessly.
Right.
And we would do that until both of us could get off our joint at least 2 times in a row without messing up before we go to the next song. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know if a lot of people still do that, but you know what I'm saying? That's that fire right there, man. That shows like you got that real grit to get up there. Like, so if that beat happens just to drop off,
you still got it.
You know what I mean? So we were very dedicated on that. Like to remember 6-7 songs without 8 songs without daggone, you know, no overdubs except for your boy filling in for you if he catch you about to slip off, say something, you know what I'm saying? Like, that takes dedication right there.
Yeah, that definitely takes dedication right there, yo. So again, yo, I'm gonna play that video we just played. That's the grit, right?
That was the grit, yeah.
All right, so I want to make sure. So when I cue it up later, the grit, I need to end it with that. All right, now let's jump the shakedown real quick.
Okay.
Let's let them see y'all in action on stage. No background vocals. Mike Cox, Jay Burrell. I'm about to say Mike Burrell. That's how y'all so intertwined in my head. Mike Cox, Jay Burrell. This is the specialist. Yo, let's
our first time like being the main performance of a show.
Right. Yeah. So let's go. And this is my jam. This is the joint I was talking about. It's gonna set it off with my jam right here. Here we go.
Yeah. Might say the culture, but I can't say the world. Might be for one night, I might say it, girl. Might catch a flight on the bike, take a twirl. Fresh pair of nice, so ice like a pearl. I've been at it all sick, might make it earl. Gotta keep cigars lit in this crazy world. Stay focused, eyes on the vulture. Might can say the culture, but we can't say the world. Listen, part of me, what it goes is the part to see it telling me, see a million things possible with me. They gotta be
At
That's
that
still
time,
my jam.
at that time right there, y'all looking at the specialists that have been like 14, 15 years in the making, from 18 years old, well, 19 years old to that time. So I was thinking to myself, all the hard work we done put in, all the tracks, like we about to damn do something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like people starting to really see, what we got. You know what I'm saying? So
That's the
at that
fact.
time right there, I thought the next stop was about to be, we about to be doing some touring going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's how I had it in my head. Like I was always thinking like I just felt like everything we did was dope, even though that might not have been the case. But in my mind, I was like, everything we do is dope, man. We about to be the ones that's about to get up out this joint. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
open the doors. That's just how I always thought, man.
Yo, and that's the thing. It was like, yo, at that time, we all was out here grinding, but it's like,
Yeah,
y'all
man.
y'all was earning y'all respect, paying dues, and it's like by that time, way before that, people had started noticing, like even in the like y'all the type that's like an artist favorite. It's like, yo, they made, how sometimes it's like, yo, they call them the rapper's rapper. It's like, yo, the people that's out there that's listening for that, that feel good music and all, they want to dance. Y'all lyrics. It's like, yo, a lot of the MCs that I know, when I bring up the specialists, I bring up you and Burrell. That stage show, that unity, the way y'all was cohesive on that stage.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, when y'all came in, y'all weren't playing around. It's like, yo, y'all, I remember, I don't know if you remember, but it was like, we used to do the City Live joints.
Oh yeah. City
Right.
Live was right.
Yo, City Live. So it's like, yo, you and Burrell show up. Burrell said, you telling me I can bring stuff in? I said, yeah, you can bring, you bring your drinks. Burrell comes back with a bottle probably that big. So now I'm looking. I know y'all for a while at this time. I'm like, yo, it's going to go bad. Because we got the hunch punch already going. I'm already about wasted. But I'm like, yo, and y'all in there just popping bottles, having a good time, drinking, whatever. I'm thinking, all right, they still got to perform. They still got to perform. When y'all got on that stage, it was like all games, all bets aside.
Yeah, man.
Showtime.
Yeah.
And from the outside looking in, being the host and you running around, and it's like, yo, from that moment, I remember back to Black Flower. We're talking about over maybe 5 years. I don't know how long the span, but it was about 5 year span from Black Flower to City Live. And I'm like, yo, when y'all first came, when I first seen y'all, I'm like, yo, y'all was already nice. It was like y'all was with Savvy, was Tucson, a whole bunch of people out there. Lyricists and NC. And I'm gonna give you a real moment.
Okay.
Y'all was doing a cipher one day at Black Flower. And I had watched the show. I think I was out there with Lava Izzo. Shout out to Big Game at the time. I was with Lava Izzo. Me and Lava was out there. I was there with him. Lava was running around with Savvy and all that. But it's like y'all were doing a cipher at the end of the show. And I'm like, I'm not getting up there. These cats is lyrical. I'm not getting up there. I just watched the show. I watched the whole show. I just seen y'all, and it was like, yo, it was like, how they do at the end. Everybody come up, spit their bars. Like, nah, I'm gonna let them have. I'm not getting up there.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? So that's a salute to y'all. Salute to everybody that was there. It's like, yo, no, it was one of those days I was having an off day. I wasn't ready for that. They said, yo, we about to do the cipher. I had nothing.
I've turned down that cipher plenty of times. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Right, bro.
Right.
It was some talent. It was some talent, yo. So it's like to say from there to see y'all growth at the City Live moment, where it's like, yo, y'all having a good time. It's kind of like celebrity almost, but it wasn't. It wasn't Hollywood. It's like we're having a good time. Y'all had your section, your bottles, And I'm like, yo, this is what it's all about. So that was like our tunnel of New York. How when they talk about the tunnel and places like that, we done been to some historical places.
Oh yeah.
So it's like to see y'all in that element, like, yo, they in their zone. As a promoter, I'm thinking they can't get too wasted. They got to perform. Y'all got on that stage, tore it down, and then went back to partying like nothing happened.
Yeah. I mean, that's, and you know, but we only can do that because we practiced so long
Right.
before we went up in it. So it's locked in the brain now.
It's
You know what I'm saying? It's almost automatic. That's why practice is key.
Right.
But yeah, but we would talk to ourselves too, though, and be like, yo, man, don't get too messed up now, because you know,
Right.
because you know what happened at the you know what happened at the what was called? Was it called the Attic? What was it called? Across the street from man, what's that place called, man?
The Attic.
What was the club that was called? It was a number. It was a number was the name of the club, because that was
Not 117.
not 117, but it was Hargett Street though.
Right there on the right hand side, or the
Yeah, on the corner.
It was 119 at one time. They changed it so many
Maybe it
different
was
times.
119, but then it was a spot across the street that you have to go up the stairs.
You took on 2 T's. London, up top of the London.
Look, went up in that joint to perform one time. I lost my mind.
You did?
Went overboard.
Wow.
Messed up our whole little set. I said, I can't ever do that again. That was before City Live, you know what I mean?
Right.
So we would always talk to each other like, you know, let's get nice, but that's not damn, because we need to go in here and rip this joint. Because our whole thing was in this crowd of MCs, our peers, we want to give y'all a show so that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Y'all always want to see us again. You know what I mean?
That's
because that was the fear. Because it's like, you know, you have so many rappers go up there and rap, and they just rap. Not saying, and I say, I'm just saying, just in general, you have rappers that go up there and just rap. But we was like, we want to go up there and put on a show so that they'd be like, hey, if somebody come up with another show, let's reach out to the specialists, because we know they're gonna come in and, you know what I'm saying? That was our mindset. We used to talk like that before we go to any show. Like, man, let's go in there and tear this mug up, but don't get too fucked up though. Yeah, man, no doubt.
Right.
We're gonna drink. Well, let's say the heavy drinks are after we perform. You know, the drinking was just to kind of loosen us up, because I don't know about any other MC. Even though it seemed like everything is flawless, I always get that little nervous second.
Every time.
And the only thing that ever calms me down is I tell myself, not too many people can get up on this stage and perform.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that will calm me down. Like, everybody can't do this, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what I would always tell myself, and it calmed me down every time. But I would get nervous every time I get up on that stage, man.
Yo, I definitely get nervous still to this day, yo. No
matter
what. It's like,
I haven't performed in like over a year and something, so I don't even know what's gonna happen when I go hit one of these open mics.
When they start back, yo, that's the thing. It's like, I'll be nervous up until the beat come on. Then it's like right up until that point where I'm about to drop, it's like 3, 2, 1, spit, it's gone.
Then it's on.
It's gone. Yeah, it's like, now don't get me wrong. Now, if I'm on the sauce, that's why I rarely drink like that now.
Right.
Because I done went through where I could handle it at one point.
Right.
Then it started going bad. Now Sion just sloppy out here.
Right.
Like, you get up there forgetting lines, you up there tired. It's like, yo, you're doing bad. So I had to reevaluate. Like, yo, all right, yo, what you doing? You ain't there yet. We ain't there. And hopefully, even when I make it, I don't be there. I don't want to be that guy.
Right.
It's up there sloppy, don't know his rhymes and stuff. So I had to chill back. Like, yo, I might take a sip here and there.
Yeah.
But yo, let me stay focused. And it's like, you know, just the longer we do it, the more it's like, yo, professional we become. Like, yo, I get after.
Exactly.
So let me ask you, yo, what were some of your best moments, yo? In the beginning, what were some of the best moments up until even like shake down some of the highlights of your career that meant the most to you?
I would say, I would personally say, one of the best moments is when we got booked for like 4 shows in a row.
Wow.
In Raleigh. So it was like a mini tour through the Raleigh circuit.
Right.
To me, that was dope. we were getting so much love, man. You know what I'm saying? And it was like I said, to me, it was like, man, all this hard work and you know all this rhyme we've done over the years, whatever, man, and like like we got 4 shows in a row, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like we would dap each other up and shit, like that feeling, like man, something probably getting ready to pop off, something getting ready to. Like I'm getting phone calls from people like, yo, that show y'all did last night, man, that joint was dope, yo. Like da da da, like y'all about to do it. Like to hear your peers tell you that, man, that's an amazing feeling, man. You know what I'm saying? It's an amazing feeling. But I'll be honest with you, man, all of it, man. Like I appreciate, the friendships we made during those years with people, like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We still cool. Shoot, I want to call him Rock Pop, but Edward
Lewis,
man,
Ed Lewis,
yeah,
salute them,
he hit me
Ciroc Pop.
last night, and we chopped up for like almost like 2 hours, man. Just talk about like, man, like, yo, Mike. He said that time we had was like dope, and it's like I don't think people realize how dope that was for like Raleigh at that time.
Right.
It was so many, just so many damn groups, man, and people were just going hard, man. You know what I'm saying? And those people was actually putting on shows, like
putting on shows.
You want to see them, you know what I'm saying? You want to see them go up there and spit, like they getting ready to rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I just love all that, man. And I just feel like we ain't done yet, man.
Right.
And we ain't done yet, cuz for real, like for real, like I don't know what quarantine did to nobody else, but it made me reevaluate a whole lot of things. And one thing I know I'm not done with yet is spitting. Right. As long as this brain right here is functionable, and as long as I'm healthy, I think I'm gonna always have some bars. All I gotta do is get behind that mic in front of some people, and I think the animal is gonna come right back out for sure. I already know.
I ain't gonna put you on the spot, but I am gonna put you on the spot.
What's that?
You got some bars right now?
Nope.
Yo, they got to buy the album, yo. We ain't gonna do it like that, yo. Nah, we ain't gonna.
I sure don't have any bars.
Yo. I was just messing with you, bro. But yo,
I knew you was gonna do that too. I already thought like I ain't let nobody hit nothing. They just go here when I damn put something out there. Yeah.
Nah. I feel you on that, yo. It's all love, yo. Yo, didn't Ciroc just have a show not too long ago?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, that inspired me, man, when I saw him, because I was like, I haven't seen really not too many people when we was like rocking real hard, like get back out there. And I don't know if because like to me, I started thinking like, man, I can't go do no open mic. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need to be part of a show. But then I started thinking like, man, I want to go spit, man. I don't really care. I don't care if I'm on a show or not. Like, I want to go out here and go spit some bars. Let some of these people who haven't seen me in a while, or some people who've never seen me before, like, I want to go rock, man. And like, I'm at this point right here, I'm about to explode because I've been trying to be, safe, because people out here wilding. I don't believe in the vaccine to let everybody know.
Right.
I'm taking that shit. Not taking. And I advise you not to either. Right. At least give it a year. But anyway, but I think I'm getting ready to get to the point, man. I'm gonna have to go and go hit up some spots. Just get out there. So even if it's only one song, just go out there just to get in front of the crowd, just to daggone, because I can't take it no more, man.
Right. Nah, I feel you.
I can't take it. Like with the Core album, I thought we were gonna do more performing, and we really didn't do no performing, man. That kind of hurt me, man. I want to be in front of the crowd and like let them feel what the Core was about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it didn't go off that way. And we all have lives, and we all have lives and families. You know what I mean? So I can't say nothing about that. But when it comes to me, I needs to get out there, man. I gotta get. straight up.
I definitely feel you on that. And I want to get into the core project as well. But let me ask you, okay, I did with the core and not, being able to do the shows and stuff like that. Have y'all ever thought about doing like the in-studio concerts, the virtual joints?
You know what? I don't know. Before COVID hit, I was supposed to work on a little solo project, and I'm not gonna lie, man. I just been an introvert lately, man.
Right.
I haven't really been reaching out to nobody, man.
I
So
feel you.
I don't know how people feel about me or whatever case may be. It's all love over here, but it's
Right.
like I just been just stuck in my zone, cause for real, I just been stuck in my zone. I really think the core, like that concept was so much bigger than us, man. And for the right time,
Right.
that if we would have just did a little bit more, I think that joint could have been huge. Like I had ideas, so I made that logo.
Oh wow.
And the idea that I had for that logo for shirts and stuff like that, man, like that joint, I ain't even say it was, it could have been big. That joint can be big.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying it's over, but that joint can be big, man. Like that concept to me was like, Trev came up with that joint.
Right.
My boy Trev came up with that. But that joint can be so huge, man. So I was like, to me, for us not to get out there and be able to like get in people's faces and like let them feel who the core was, that shit hurt my fucking feelings, man. Because I know for a fact when you get in front of people and people can really feel you and see who you are, that's what creates a fan. Right. That's what creates admiration. You know what I'm saying? And without that, you're just a person that's putting music on, on a platform.
Right. And it was an acronym, right? Creativity off rap experience, or am I wrong?
Culture
over
rap's experience.
Culture over
because
rap.
the way we were looking at like rap, the experience of rap is getting like watered down. Nah, we bringing the culture above that. Culture over rap's experience, and that's how we came. Like to me, that shit is fire. I'm just gonna put it out like that's the first curse word I said all day on your
good,
podcast. But look, to me, that was fire, and the mind states behind it, man. That can be like we already had the name for the next 2 albums, but it's like COVID hitting. It's like I don't know about everybody else. My mind just shifted. Like man, like I don't know, what's going on or whatever, but just gotta keep moving, man. Who knows what the future will bring? You know what I mean?
Nah, that's a big fact right there. So let's talk about that. Like, how long did it take y'all to come up with that project, and like how many songs was on it? Did y'all did finish it, right?
Hell yeah, it's on Bandcamp.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
How many
Coach,
joints?
Backstrokes through concrete waves. What a name!
Wow.
And we came up with that name off a conversation. That meaning is so deep, yo.
Right.
And we base it off of they say when they were bringing slaves over, some slaves didn't want to go there, so they just jumped overboard.
Right.
Right. So we looked at it like, imagine like for your own freedom that you would backstroke through concrete waves.
Wow.
And we was like, oh shit.
Right.
That should be the topic. I mean, that should be the name of the album. Just off a conversation. We were just all having just a conversation, man. And that came up.
Wow.
And that's how we came up with the title of the joint. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if anybody gonna listen to the album on Bandcamp, Backstrokes Through Concrete Waves, to me, I think it is a vitamin that people need to hear, man. For real. Me personally. Right. I love that album. You know what I mean? I just say we didn't get to do what we want to do with it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You just said a powerful thing. It's like when you just broke it down with the slaves jumping off the ship, because they didn't want to go into slavery. They'd rather be free. Okay, so now when we look at the industry from the outside and pioneers as we are, we know the ins and outs of the business. It's almost like they say with a lot of these deals nowadays. It's like you run into the label. This is what they say. It's like the artist runs to the label and says, "Make me a slave." And this is Guru I'm talking about. This is Jay-Z's engineer. This Kanye's engineer. He said this. He said nowadays it's like the artists run to the label because we record the music. We come up with the music. It's our ideas, our beats. We package it up. Now we walk in the label and say, "Make me a slave." So with the fame, with the celebrity, so it's like people from the outside that's not in the industry, they think the more popular you are, the more iller, the more nicer you are, which we know that's not the case.
Right.
It's like, the more down with their agenda you are. So if they say, "We want you to go out here and talk about killing some people," the
Right.
more records you make about killing somebody, the more stations you're going to be on. Or the more drugs you talk about. Whoever says Percocets the most is going to get Artist of the Month. Whoever says lean, push their agenda. Now, being older in the game, being wiser, being experienced in certain things, what we was talking about, being accountable for our lyrics, it's certain things that the true artist is like, "Yo, I'm not compromising on that. I'm not selling out. I'm not giving up my morality. I'm not going to not stand on my principles."
Right.
So in a sense, when you say core in the culture, and even y'all sound and the way your whole career, it's like I knew them from the first time I've seen y'all. Like, nah, they're not looking for a record deal. They're not in that sense. When we say now partnership, that's different, or distribution, Cox or something like that's different.
Right.
But as far as them putting y'all up there, like, "Yo, we're gonna put y'all out," kind of like MOP in the end, or Mobb Deep in the end with their G Unit.
Right.
Where it's like that's a business move. Or you know what I'm saying? It's like, but that was something out of y'all hands. Because based on the music y'all make, y'all wouldn't be over here doing party records.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So it's like, rather being a slave, it's like, yo, you have the indie artists now.
Right.
Where it's like you have this whole indie market up there. But it's like the thing about it is some of the illest artists, rap and singers, are indie, but they have a cult following, and the average person don't even know who they are.
Right.
So even when you think about people like what's your man? What's his name? Tech Nine. And people like that, where it's like, yo, one of the most wealthiest people, indie artists. But it's like, you ask people about Tech Nine, they probably haven't heard his music. Or if they did, it's like, yo, I heard 1 or 2 songs, but they don't realize this man is wealthier than most of these famous rappers that's out here. But he doesn't have the celebrity. So a lot of times I think these young people, and I often ask them, I won't ask you because I already know, just based on your career and your lifestyle, you want the legacy. I would ask some of these artists that's coming up, they come on the show, and I say, do you want to get famous or do you want to be successful? Most of them are going to say, I want to be famous.
Right.
And I, under my breath, kind of say, I want to tell them, go the other way.
Yeah.
Turn around, because with that, what you're asking for, to be famous, you got to go through that system. You got to go through that machine. You now become a slave, and you see the stories. You hear people, yo, my contract won't right. I won out. I just want to be a regular person again. It's not all as cracked up to be on the other side. So when you just broke that title down, backstrokes against, what was it? Backstrokes against concrete waves?
Backstrokes through concrete waves. Making the impossible look possible.
Right. So it's like, for the culture, that is the wave.
Right.
So when you say, yo, this was a movement, this was a vision that's bigger, bro, it's still big. Because most of these young people, or most of these people that come on my show, they're looking for the fame. They're tricked to think, yo, I'm going to be famous. I'm going to be this. Most of the people that have the fame, they don't own anything. They don't have money. It's like, yo, we're going to let you wear this, but at the end of the day, it comes back. We're gonna
Right.
let you drive this for the video, but at the end of the day, it comes back so it looks
Right.
like you have all this. But it's like we hear the stories, we see like the Black Robs, we hear about the DMXs, and these were real artists,
Yeah.
but they were struggling.
Right.
Famous as they were struggling. And it's like not all of them. I'm not saying they was broke, because they all of them got more money than me. I can tell you that now.
Right.
But the thing is, what people thinking they got all these millions is exaggerated. And
Right.
it's not real. And it's like where people that's indie, they may sell 100,000 units,
but it's theirs.
at $10 a CD, a unit. It just made $1 million. Well, this person might make 10 million and get 700,000.
Right.
So it's like, yo, don't give up on that. Don't give up on that.
Right.
Because like the core, I like that, and that title. It's like y'all might just have to relaunch it or revamp it.
Right. Hey, look, like I said, man, I think that was one of the dopest concepts ever. I just wish, I just really wish we could have got in front of the people with that joint. And like I said, it ain't nothing over. It's nothing over. It's just a part of time right now that's like real weird.
Right.
You know, people are revamping themselves. People are reanalyzing things. You know what I mean? And like I said, for me personally, I just had to dig deep into myself. Like somebody asked me, "Yo, Mike, what you up to?" I told them straight up, I'm just trying to become a better human being.
Wow.
Straight up. You know what I mean? I look at a whole lot of things differently now. You know what I mean? I can honestly say I used to be a selfish dude, man. Wow. For real. Like if I have my mind focused on something, it's my way. Like, you know what I mean? And really, that's kind of some of the things with the specialists as well. Is I think what really kind of severed us as of now is creative differences. It was some things I wasn't willing to compromise with, and there was some things Burrell wasn't willing to compromise with. You know what I mean? So we felt it was probably best, you know, you go do your thing, I go do my thing. And maybe with time, you know what I mean, formulating your own thing, maybe it will come back together one day. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Who knows?
Because that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? The core, those my brothers. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, whatever we dealing with right now, that's just what we dealing with. But, you know, life ain't over. It ain't the end of the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know what's going to happen in the future. You know what I mean? I'm always hoping for the future and good things. Always. Right. I've always been that way. You know what I mean? I'm never going to put myself in a dump or be down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's always progressiveness, and, you know, making yourself a better person. So that's what I'm on right now, honestly. You know what I mean? Look at this. I got freaking, you know what I'm saying, joints on my arm and like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm about. I'm healthier now, you know what I'm saying? Drink more water, exercise. Like, I'm trying to be here for a long time, man. Because a lot of us is going up out of here.
Yeah,
a lot of us is getting launched up out of this joint. Like, what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the dudes in the industry. I know they have lived a much harder life than the average person. You know what I mean? There's no telling what they've done. They can't sleep when they want to. You got to be to 3-4 interviews a day. So you know what I mean? But these guys are only, you know, anywhere from 5 to 10 years older than me.
Right.
And they're dying.
Right.
And I'm like, no way. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do that right there, man. Yeah. So I urge everybody, especially, you know, the black people, our culture, we grew up on a whole lot of bad foods and bad choices. You know what I mean? So it's up to you to make that change and that difference. And it might be hard to do, but it's easier than you think. If you've been eating bad for 25, 30 years, it probably take you half that time if you start eating healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To get yourself back right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I'm on right now, man. If y'all want to know what Mike Cox is doing, I'm trying to be healthy, mind focused, body. I feel like I'm still 18, man. Body fit wise, you know what I mean?
Right.
Not saying I don't know what it'd be if I go out there and hit the basketball court. My body tell me then probably like, but I don't know though. I be
Right.
exercising, yo. Like for real. Like I want to be healthy, man. I want to be it for my kids, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to be around because people are dying way too early.
Way too early.
Than we supposed to be. Cause I already know it's because we ain't eating right, man. It got worse. It has gotten worse than the generation before us.
Right.
Straight up.
Facts.
So I cook all the time. Y'all see all that cooking stuff on my joint? I be
So-
cooking, dog. Like
Right.
fast food and all that. Like spend that money on some grocery and go cook you a hot meal that'll last you a couple of days. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So
But
let me ask you a question. You cook. So if somebody had a hot date, right? If I said, yo, Mike, I got a hot date. Yo, I'm trying to impress this girl. What advice would you give me? Yo, cook this plate up. What's your go-to meal? Like,
I mean, I would say if they want to make it look kind of fancy in a sense, go buy you a bag of shrimp.
Right.
Some frozen shrimp. Go buy you some feta pasta. I mean, some fettuccine noodles, and
Right.
go buy yourself some Alfredo sauce. Go ahead and get your noodles boiled up. Saute your, get your shrimp cooked to a certain point. You don't want to overcook them. Heat up your daggone Alfredo sauce. Throw that daggone Alfredo sauce in the noodles and that shrimp. Then you got shrimp Alfredo. Maybe some garlic bread on the side, and always eat you some greens. Maybe saute down some spinach.
Wow.
Should be in love. You might get some that night.
I feel you on that, yo. So, because I ain't even gonna talk about it. Yo, we've been on the road. Yo, you're a bad man. I'm gonna say that. Yo, I was a bad man, but you're a bad man as well. Yo, so I know you know what wine goes with it. Yo, what wine go with that meal? So what wine do I need to match it with? Because I can't pull out the Henny on this.
Look, man. Don't get me wrong. I'm no food connoisseur. I just know what I like and it tastes good. But me personally,
Right.
like I'll probably drink some red wine myself. I like drinking red. I like drinking red wine. You know what I mean? I use that if I'm drinking if I'm eating like some sushi or something like that, I might go with something white.
Wow.
But yeah, I do some red wine with that little dish right there for the youngsters. I actually was gonna do a YouTube channel called Bachelor on a Budget.
Wow.
Just to cater to young guys so they won't go out and just be buying fast food all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was gonna
Nah,
do
that's a
something
fact.
like that for real. That was an idea of mine. I was like, man, I don't know. Might be damn playing myself, but anyway.
Nah, you ain't playing yourself, yo. There's a lot of brothers, yo, out there. A lot of actually men and women that got food shows and making good money from that. Like on the food networks, they started out the same way, podcasting. Actually, we was talking about Queensbridge earlier and not Nature and all them. Tragedy Gaddafi.
Mm-hmm.
He got a show. He's the one that found it. He brought out CNN.
Yeah.
Yeah. Intelligent Hoodlum.
I'm up on
the child.
I'm up on some New York hip hop now. I'm telling you,
bro. He
was
got a food show.
I was the one rolling around in Oxford with the Locks playing and stuff like that. And they like,
wow,
what you playing? Like just the Locks. Like that was me. Like
right.
I was more on NC hip hop than down south hip hop. Only groups I like from down south was Goody Mob and Outkast. Wow. Everything else was straight New York, dog.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. You don't get canceled. They got the cancel committees out here.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's your take on PD Pablo?
I like PD Pablo.
Right. Me as well. I love PD Pablo.
I got both his albums.
Right. And he's a good person, positive as well.
Hey, look.
But it's like, good.
Man, it's funny, man. I was at the bowling alley with this chick, right? And I saw Petey Pablo over there with a couple of dudes, right?
Right.
I saw him, and at first I wanted to go and say something to him, but I ain't say nothing to him. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Let that man just, have his moments. So I just bold. But I wanted to say something so bad, and I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Went to that spot that's off Capitol Boulevard. I don't know the name of it. What's that big club that was in that parking lot over there? They've changed the name.
Vegas nightlife?
Yeah,
Or
but
the
it
40
wasn't
40, 40 30?
It was what?
The 40 30? Over there in the
It-
Burlington Coat Factory.
It's in that area, yeah.
By KFC,
Yeah.
flashbacks.
He had a show. He was performing that night.
I think it was at Vegas
Okay.
nightlife.
And I swear to God, I was in there. You know, he was on stage, right? He gets off the stage. And, you know, I'm just standing there chilling, got my little cocktail in my hand. You know, he dapped up a couple of people. He walked through. He saw me, nodded his head, gave me some dap. I'm like, wow, yo.
Right.
Wow, yo. And he might not know me. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. But for him to come up to me out the crowd, give me a little dap, was rapping, I love that shit, man.
Right.
I got both of Petey's albums. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating on Petey at all. I mean, come on, that's North Carolina.
That's what I was gonna say, because like a lot of people, they don't give him the flowers, but it's like, yo, he is the Jay-Z type situation for North Carolina, because it's like it's been artists
And Petey got bars. Like
got
I
bars.
hate on that. Like
Right.
Timberland, like put him under his wing. Was like, you know, they had to be a reason for that. Like,
Right.
Petey got bars. Come on now.
Petey got bars, yo. So salute to Petey Pablo. And
Yes,
it's like
sir.
he be doing the inspirational joints on the Instagram and all that too. You know, he didn't came a long way. Definitely doing big things. So let me ask you, okay, the evolution of NC hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Petey Pablo. Now we got the Coles. How does that correlate to NC hip hop? Do you see it like, yo, is that a true analogy of North Carolina music, or is it like, yo, Cole he's from that era, that cloth? Because like I go to the clubs, I hear a lot of NC artists, they trapping it up, they drilling. I don't hear a lot of lyricism.
Right. Man, I would say this, man. Carolina has so many diverse MCs, man, and so many people move to North Carolina and not really from North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to gauge. You know what I'm saying? We do know for a fact that J. Cole is from Fayetteville.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So him as being an NC artist, I would take him more serious. I mean, even Lil Baby. The Baby.
The Baby.
Is it Lil Baby or The Baby? Hold on.
Baby. Lil Baby from Atlanta.
Right. He from Charlotte.
From Charlotte.
I gotta respect this craft. He doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? I just think North Carolina just has so many diverse pieces because a lot of people from the North and the South moved to North Carolina.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which brings to something I always want to bring up. Like, we used to have a group or a set called the Middle East Terrorists, because we were like, North Carolina is in the middle of the East Coast. You know what I mean? It was during that Taliban time too. So we were like, we the Middle East Terrorists. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a band of dudes that was like that's what we represented. Like, it was all hip hop, but we were like, we the Middle East Terrorists, but the MET. So you ever heard us say the Met and any? Because I'm gonna post some old songs up for y'all, just because, man, I'm like, to me, it's hip hop. I don't think we ever did nothing whack. That's just my personal opinion. Right. All you gotta do is listen to it one time if you want to listen to it. But anyway, I think we have bars. But you ever hear us say the Met? That stand for Middle East Terrorists. That's just how we were down at that time, man.
Yeah. And that's dope right there. And the thing is like, yo, they're known, but it's like, yo, you are a J. Cole of Oxford. You are a J. Cole of Durham. You are the Petey Pablo of our generation, because we, like, regardless of we were famous or not, we impacted a lot of the we put a big impact on the game in North Carolina. So when I say that, as Sion sitting here and I'm talking to Mike Cox, you are a legend, bro. It's like, so if you started in 98, this 2021, bro, we're talking about over 20 years in the game. It ain't about numbers. It's not about all that. It's about like, yo, if I'm saying I'm a fan and I've been listening to you for 20 years, or I don't even know how long ago this Shark Bar, not the Shark Bar, Shakedown performance was. That's at least, we're talking 10 years ago, at least. And if I'm like, yo, that joint, stay focused, it's still my joint. I ain't saying that because y'all my friends. I'm not saying that because like, yo, I know y'all. It's like, yo, because y'all spitting bars. So it's like the only thing, the difference is the world hasn't caught up to us yet. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the beautiful thing is the music. It never goes anywhere. Once it's out there, it's always there. It's just for them to discover it. The only thing that I regret is not filming and documenting. Because back then we living in the moment. We're not thinking like, yo, this is the glory years. This is gonna be a story that nobody ever got to hear.
Right.
And I'm gonna be honest, you know, my pops, we talking about people dying left and right and stuff like that. My pops died, it's going on 2 years this year. So it's like up until then, you know, I had deaths or whatever, but it's like, yo, it hits different when it's that close. So it's like, you know, I had just had my son. He got to see my son maybe 6 months. And then he was gone. And it's like, that's my youngest. I got a bunch of kids, but that was the youngest grandson. I got a bunch of girls. I got a 15-year-old boy. Then it's a girl, then my son. So it's like, he's seen all the grandkids though. So it's like after that he left. But it was like at that moment, it started hitting me, even though my pop's a little older than me, like, yo, you know what? One thing, all the money can't buy you more time. All the success can't save you on that doctor's bed.
Ooh.
All the things you've done, if it ain't recorded, and if nobody shares the story to say, yo, this is who that person was. You know what I mean? And it's like when we're preparing for the funeral for my pops, and everybody's, you know, emotional. Me and my brother, yo, you know, going through it, we just reminiscing. Like, yo, my pops live a full life. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, to the outside of my family, because he was an introvert. So it's like, yo, family type. Outside of that, it's like neighbors and all that. I don't know, y'all stay over there. So the family have all these memories, have all these, you know, and I'm saying me, my cousins, my aunts, uncles, stuff like that. The family. They know all the great things he did.
Right.
But as an artist, it started hitting me because we getting older. And, you know, we being real. So it's like we getting older. People, yo, y'all too old to be rapping. You still rap. Nah. You ain't made it yet. And it's like that stuff start bothering me. So when my pops died, just being transparent, I was almost depressed, bro. Because I fell into a depression because, like, yo, all right, for years, for just like you, 20 years or however long I've been chasing my dream. A lot of time I'll focus more on the business than family. A lot of times when memories was happening, I was chasing a dream, or we was on the road, or we was doing shows, we was traveling. So it's like, as my kids and I'm getting older, that's one thing I regret. Like, yo, I put everything in the music. When I say everything, I'm talking about everything. And you was there, you know, it's vice versa. I put everything, but it's not documented.
Right.
So it's like, it's only the people that was there. We can have these conversations like, yo, you remember, but it wasn't the cameras. It wasn't the proof.
Right.
And it started to hit me like, yo, if I die tomorrow, outside of my friends, outside of the people that know me, it's like that all this work was in vain.
Right.
Was in vain. And that put me in a deeper depression now. Because like, yo, I've sacrificed my whole life. Gave up, you know, relationships, you know, kids being gone, all that, you know, them divorced, all of that.
Yeah.
For the game.
Yeah.
And it's like, then you have some people that's just a newer generation. They wasn't around. So now I might pop out, go to a showcase or whatever. And they looking like, yo, who is that old cat?
Right.
And then it might be somebody else say, oh, yo, that side, he dot. But it's like with the cosign, it's cool. But just
But
walking in the room 20 years later and they saying, who is that?
and they can't go back
They can't go back.
and
they
see
can't
your history. Right.
That put a fear in me.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna start this podcast for people like us, for people that I believe in, up and coming, people that been around. And it's like, so I know what it's like in North Carolina, and I don't know your situation. I just speak from me. They don't give flowers here.
Right.
It's like, yo, you hot. The moment it ain't going no more, the phone call stop.
Yeah.
They don't checking for you no more. You know, they don't even hit you up. And it's like, but we sacrifice so much.
Yeah.
And it's like shifted and impacted. It's like, I don't never want to die or one of my people to die close to me. And I'm not speaking that on either one of us. I'm just saying in general, you got DMX, Black Rob, all these people. Like you said, this is a little older than us.
Right.
And it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Boom. You got COVID. You got all this other stuff going on. You got police killing black kids, everything. People just dying, blood pressure, you know, whatever.
Right.
People just out of here. And it's like, yo, I don't never want nobody to feel how I felt that day.
Yeah.
It's like everything I've done, sacrifice, help people, you know, gave shirts off my back, whatever, yo, I carry a speaker, whatever the case, no matter if I was on top or the bottom.
Right.
If nobody will speak up and say, yo, this who Sion was, it was all for nothing. So I'm going to create this platform to honor my peoples, to give them their salutes, to give them their respect while they're here, because I can't speak for nobody else. But it's like when it's all said and done, everybody know where I stand with them.
Right.
On air, on live, salute to Mike Cox. I'm a fan of you as a man, as a father, and as an MC, bro.
I appreciate you, man. Wholeheartedly, man. Same to you, brother.
I'm just being real, bro, because like I said, it's like, yo, you got a story, bro. You got a book. You got a movie. Just on your life. Like, yo, if you was not even Tupac, but just say how they did All Eyes on Me. Look back at your life, bro. How many people you think you would touch? You would think you would inspire? Just off your story, for your purpose. This is who I am. This is what I represent. A whole generation, bro. A whole generation. I ain't got the film. I don't got the big studio.
Right.
I got it live, bro.
Right.
And I got a feed. I got people that check in. And it's like, yo, I can't sleep and not give my peoples they flowers. Like, yo, it's like, it's cool, yo, they doing their thing. But it's like, yo, who really paved the way for some of these other people? These are the people y'all need to know about. These are the people that need to be the big dogs. These are the people that y'all should be trying to get a cosign from, because they're the real G's. They're the real legends. But it's like, you know, in the industry, you got the gatekeepers, you got the cliques, you got all that. And it's like, I don't do that. I don't do the politics. I don't do that. Yo, I'm be around, be cool with you because of who you are.
Right.
It's like, yo, if you nice, you nice. If you dope, you dope. Regardless of who you are. That's just who I am. I'm just, yo, this is what it is. So I say all that to say, it's like, that's why I created the platform for people to tell their story. Because even 10 years later, they say, yo, who was Mike Cox?
Right.
They may watch this interview. Be like, yo, I like this music. I never knew he lost his voice. I never knew this about him. I never knew that. Because so on the outside looking in, it's like, yo, all they see is the highlight moments.
Right.
They see the flashes, they see the shows, they see the flyers. Yo, Mike is on top.
Right.
But they don't know what we go through on the other side, where it's like, yo, like, they don't know when it's like, yo, the lows. And again, I'm speaking for me. I don't know your business.
Nah, I'm saying you almost sounded just like me, bro.
Bro, they don't know.
The nights why, you know, like you said, the relationship pause where, you know, I might be out at 3 o'clock at night working on music, but, you know, she might have thought I was doing something else.
Right.
Because I was just so engulfed into like music, I ain't even really focusing on home because I'm thinking what I'm doing here is about to gonna blow us up.
Gonna blow us up.
But people don't have that same, you know what I mean? It's only with maturity did I understand my significant other side of things. You know what I mean?
Right.
And and as far as the memories, that's why one time and somebody even told me like, Mike, you have the most documented performances because I will record everybody.
Right.
Like when I come in the building, better be on your A game because I'm gonna post you.
Right.
Good, bad, or indifferent, you're gonna get posted.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tag you in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I enjoy recording people. Like, you know what I mean? Because I felt like not too many people recorded me. I know I had some recordings, but I'm like, when I go to a show, I want to record, hey, this is where I was at. This is who performing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And it feel good to see yourself perform. It might even make you critique yourself, like, oh, I can do this different next time, or whatever the case may be. So
right.
I did that from the jump because of that. Like, this is a time in history. You might be the next person to blow up out of here. And I can say, hey, I recorded him or her, you know what I'm saying, when they was just starting out. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. So I feel you on that 100%. I feel you on that 100% because even when me and Ed was talking yesterday, it was like we didn't have all these options like these younger people do right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Imagine if we did. You know what I mean? And
totally different.
We did what we did the best at what we can do at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And most of our memories are from us being there live. Like seeing y'all come out. Y'all got one song to me that's so damn dope. And y'all perform, it's like somebody spit like 6 bars and the next person come up and spit 6 bars. And that song was so dope. And when y'all performed it, it might have been that Petey Pablo night. Probably. I'm not really sure.
I think they did. By then I was in school. I wasn't performing at that point, but I think it was Bones Rock.
Dog, you was there.
Wow.
No, you was on stage too. It was all of y'all.
Wow.
And y'all spit a few bars and stepped to the side. I remember y'all was clean. And I was like, this song is hot right here. And I never heard it again. But I remember seeing the performance. And I was like, they got they shit together. And that's why I like watching y'all because y'all got y'all shit together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, those moments, like, that's just those type of moments are just like locked in my mind. You know what I'm saying? But, I record for that reason. Like, I want to be able to go back down the timeline. You click on videos and you might see a performance from 5 years ago.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So when I actually get back out there and start going to shows, I'm going to just continue doing what I'm doing and just add to my collection. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's how I built a lot of friends up too. It's because I show that genuine. It's like I'm not no selfish person. Like, I want to see you win.
Right.
I want to see you win. You know what I'm saying? I hope you want to see me win.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I don't mind posting you on my timeline. I'm going to do that because you're an MC artist and I know what it takes to get up on that stage or to sit up late night, write that rhyme, or being in the studio doing, several takes to get that right verse. You know what I'm saying? I already know what it takes to do that. So that's why I do what I do, man. And I appreciate you for reaching out to me.
Bro.
For real, man.
It's real, bro. Like I said, it's like, we got too much history. And then it's too much respect for for just to, and you know what I'm saying? Not saying that it's like, you need your honor. They don't make awards for, you've been doing it. You've been grinding. You've been consistent. They don't give awards for that. We're not the type of people to win popularity contests and all that stuff. It's like, we working. So it's like, this is my form of saluting people and saying, you know what? This is your tribute. this is your, so when I have some people up here that they say, yo, I want to get on the platform, I got something going on. That's one thing. And when I handpick the person and say, yo, I want to bring you on, it's for a reason, because I want to honor them, or it's like, yo, I want you to get your flowers, or I want people to be able to see, like, yo, this person right here, they impacted my life in this way, or this somebody I look up to. So it's like, if you like my music, or you're a fan of what I do, let me turn you on to somebody I like. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. So it's like, yo, bro, it's like, yo, I used to love to see y'all perform. I used to love to see y'all chemistry. I used to love, and it's the same thing. It's like, yo, the love is there. It's going to happen. God time, and it's God time. But like we said, yo, tomorrow's not promised. So it's like, yo, bro, as a fan of the core and a fan of the specialists, whatever we got to do, let's keep it rolling, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yo, it's too late when it's over. Once the casket drop, it's like, yo, I had plans of doing the CD with Flows. I had plans of me and Bones doing XYZ. I had plans that I was going to get with all my fellow NC artists, and we was going to do this. Bro, I've been there too many days where it's like, yo, if I die right now, it's too much stuff that I haven't done.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, so it's people, yo, you always working, yo, you doing shows every night. If that's what it takes, because I can't do all this for nothing. Right. It's like, yo, and then it's like, yo, all these ideas and all these gifts God gave me, I die with them in me. It ain't doing the world no purpose. He give it to us to give to the world. So it's like all your visions, bro, the core, the album, whatever it is, bro, it's for a reason. It's a generation out there that need that, bro. It's like, yo, even though music has changed, it's still coming back around. You got the Griseldas, it's always going to be lyrical. They need people. These young artists need to see that's how you rock a mic.
Right.
And they from here, they from Durham, it might be somebody in Oxford. Like, yo, I don't know how much, and they might watch your video like, he's from Oxford? Yo, I need to go to Durham.
Yes.
You know,
there's some artists in Oxford now, for real. And it's like, I didn't even know about them until I went to a spot in went to Jack Spratt's. Right. And when they were done, he was like, "Where y'all from?" And this Bishop Omega was talking to him, the comedian.
I remember Bishop
He was
Omega.
like, he was like, "Where y'all from?" They were like, "Oxford." And I looked up, and them dudes nice. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, them my dudes right there. Like, ever since I known about them, I always like on their comment, on their posts and everything, because I'm like, when I was coming up, it wasn't too many people, rapping and was that serious about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And these dudes, to me, they nice. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I would say, yeah, it's a little different in Oxford now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm pretty sure.
got producers out there now and stuff like that. So it's a little different now in Oxford than when I was there. You know what I mean?
Right. Everything is so you could get anything now. You got people doing platinum records in hotels and motels and in their cars. So the technology is so different from back with the stop, play, rewind with the tapes. It ain't came so far, bro. So it's like, it's a beautiful thing, but it's a gift and a curse. Right. Because now it becomes oversaturated. I was watching an interview with Jada earlier, where Jada was saying back then, when they was coming in the game, it was like you didn't have the internet. So anything we had was video music box. So we had, 106 and Park, we had Rap City, we had BET. That was it. It wasn't like you can go on the internet and be like, yo, let me find my favorite artist. Right. You got what they play. Right. And from then it's like, now you go buy their CD, or you might take a chance on a mixtape. Right. And it's like, yo, who's this artist? Now you get turned on. But it's like, now it's like somebody check out my album. They can just send you an inbox, check out my album. Back then, it wasn't that way. So it was like the only thing that you had was the video TV.
Mm-hmm.
and the music on TV. So it's like what he said was they used to study these cats. Like, yo, how did they get up there? How they talking? How they acting? How they carrying themselves?
Right.
So when we get there, because they knew they knew the lock as the locks. We gonna be there one day, but we want to be prepared.
Right.
The thing with our generation, we were putting in that work to be prepared. All that you've been through was being prepared for where you're about to go.
Right.
So when the pandemic is done, bro, the same way when you got your voice back. Bro, this is from a brother. I don't got no agenda. I'm not no motive. I'm not making nothing off of what you do, bro. When this pandemic is done, bro, hit the ground running. Run, bro. If it's core, if it's specialist, if it's we going to tie it all together, however you got to do it. Live every day. Like if it was done right here, it's like the last song. I rocked this motherfucker. I killed this shit. So when your kids and all your family and they say, yo, at that funeral, they say, yo, my dad, and somebody say, your dad was the illest. Or yo, you need to watch this documentary. You need to watch. You want to know
one of the illest. One of the illest. I ain't gonna never call myself the illest. One of the illest. Man.
One of the illest. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, at that moment, it's like if they're speaking on anybody's behalf, my behalf, your behalf, whoever, it's personal. So in that moment, you're the greatest. If I'm talking to your son, your dad is the greatest. He's not one of the. He's the greatest because it's your dad. You feel what you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yo, as in the whole, is a bunch of everybody's great. That's like you a king, I'm a king.
Right.
But if I'm in the context, I'm talking to your family member, your son.
Right. Hold it
your
to the
dad was the illest.
Yeah.
And that's the lineage you're from. That's the that's the cloth that you're cut from. The best. We don't do that as Black people, bro.
Right.
We don't build each other up. Like, yo, we'll build somebody famous up.
Right.
We don't build each other up. It's like, yo, when I go, I want people to go crazy in Raleigh. I want them to play my music. I want them to we're gonna do a concert.
Right.
Everybody there.
Right.
Don't cry. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but it should be that way for all of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
If something happened to any of us, we doing a free concert for their family. We about to rip. Because we all tied together. It's all NC history.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether we take it even before us, the Ikes and the Shites and the Shelly B's, it's still homage to them.
Right.
Because we was in the crowd. Now we on stage. Now somebody watching us. They gonna come next.
Right.
But it's still the history of NC hip hop. Bro, you a pivotal part of the music scene. All of the people that's still around, just think about all the shoulders you rubbed, all the hands you dapped, all the stages you shared. Bro, you're a living legend. The world they just haven't seen yet. And it's like, I always like to say the greatest story never told. And that's when people ask me and I go to the place and they say, what's up with NC hip hop? NC is one of the most talented places, whether it's artists we talking about, whether we talking about videographers, whether we talking about studios, we talking about producers. We got some of the baddest models, some of the prettiest women, some of the goodest food. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, NC is a melting pot. So it's like when you go out and you traveling and it's like, I'm from North Carolina. 9 times out of 10, every place I done been, and I say I'm from North Carolina. And I lived in New York first. And it's like, but when I say I'm from North Carolina, it's a whole different response.
Yeah.
They say, I got family out there.
Yeah.
What part of North Carolina you from? You can be in California. I'm from North Carolina. I got family out there.
Yeah. A lot of people.
Whether North Carolina or South Carolina, some part of the Carolina,
Yeah.
I got family there.
Mm-hmm.
And we have all this talent, all this gifts, all this opportunities, bro. But we don't have the numbers. We don't have the unity.
Yep.
I had a guy that was on the show, and I'm gonna speed it up. I ain't gonna try and keep you all night. But I had a guy on the show. He goes by the name of Tommy Senior. Now his son,
Tommy who?
Senior.
Okay.
Cap. He used to be
Yeah, I
at
know
City
Tommy.
Live with Delphina. Yeah.
We friends on Facebook at least.
Yeah. So his son is one of my favorite artists as well. He was like a class under us, a little younger than us, but he did the same thing. He was back and forth New York. Now his squad, his son's squad, he was in the ciphers. Like his specialist was Papoose, his Burrell, the son. So he was sparring with Papoose. So you can imagine what the son bars sound like. So now when we talk about Tommy was there originally, Jam Master Jay's artist. So when we talk about 50 Cent, when we talk about, 50 Cent in the early days when he was with Jam Master Jay, he's in the studio with them. Tommy Senior, a lot of people don't know, was in a group Organized Confusion, which is Pharaoh Monch.
What?
Yes. Tommy Senior.
Yeah.
Right in Raleigh, bro.
Yeah. Wow.
It was Pharaoh Monch and Prince Poe. Tommy Senior wound up getting locked up. That's why he didn't make the album. It's on the interview. He said it on here.
Wow.
But people will see Tommy here and not realize when we say Tommy, we talking about native tongue, Jamaica Queens. We talking about all the legends that we grew up looking at.
Yeah.
He was running with them.
Wow.
And I brought all this up to say, he said, yo, thing with North Carolina, y'all have everything you need. No different than Atlanta back in the day. He said the only difference was Atlanta, JD, Jermaine Dupri, had the blueprint. Nobody here left the blueprint.
Right.
So he said, I'm going to give it to y'all. And when he said it, I'm sitting there and I'm listening and I'm like, yo, in any year, since I've been on the NC hip hop scene, well, we could take it back to Dirty Dan, Shelly B and them, or we can take it to right now. Who's out right now? This same thing would work. And I'm like, yo, why haven't we done that? But it's a mindset. So he said, the point was, he said, it's like, yo, with all the producers, all the studios, all the artists, why can't everybody get together and do one project, like a compilation? This is North Carolina. Fire. This is North Carolina. All beats by NC producers. All the vocalists, the rappers, the singers, everybody NC artists. The videos, NC artists. We got the talent. But it's like, who's going to be able to say, yo, y'all, everybody come rock with this? Because in North Carolina, we want to own our stuff. We don't want to be under nobody.
Yeah.
So it's like when
That's
like,
true.
so when you get to the meeting and it's like, yo, let's do the project. Who label is it gonna be on? Who's that? It's like, yo, but the thing he said is that's like not seeing the forest from the trees. It's like, yo, if you put the compilation out, it's like Wu-Tang, they all got deals. It's like Dog Pound with Snoop and Dre, they all got deals. Any camp, any place, Atlanta, everybody got deals. Lean with it, rock with it, y'all got deals. D4L, Laffy Taffy, down to trap music, down to the Little Johns, down to the whoever, Jeezys. They want a group. Gucci Mans, it'll keep going.
Right.
They want a group. They just had the people look like, yo, it's talent here.
Right.
If the world just stopped and looked and said, North Carolina, they got talent, we would have been had it, bro. You keep saying, North Carolina got next because they've been. And we've had talent. Yeah. We had the Fantasias. We had the Jodeci's. We had the Sunshine Andersons. We had the Petey's. We had the J. Cole's. We had the Rain 910s, the T-Tops and battle rap. It's been that way. But it's not a movement.
Right.
And the thing that I hear, and I'm gonna say it on air, it's like, yo, when you ask about these North Carolina legends, most of the time, people like, yo, that's them. Check my CD out. And I'm
Right.
like, that's the problem.
Mm.
That's the problem right there. That's they right there. They done what we trying to do.
Right.
And you done bypass them. F them because I'm the next one.
Right. And we're not unified like in Atlanta is. That's why Atlanta popped off so fast. They unify, yo. They everybody push each other music, yo. Straight up. That's how they submerge. So I mean, that's how they daggone rocket it so fast. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then even down to it, we got enough execs or people that been in the industry from DJ Luke Nasty, these other people, the Baby and them team. They got a nice team out there in Charlotte that's doing it. So even executives, there's people here all the way down the board, however you want to cut it. And it's like the only way that I see it being done is like the Wu-Tang did. Where it's like, these the tracks. Whoever's the hottest, get on it. There ain't no favoritism. You from that camp or you from this, you my man. Nah, because what I noticed, and this is just me, this don't have to be your opinion. So if anybody get mad from Raleigh, this is Sion, not Mike Cox. The people that they call the gatekeepers, a lot of times I see, they have the resources, but they may not have the talent. They may have the resources and they may have the talent, but they don't have the character. They may have the character and the talent, but they don't have the resource. So it's like the people that's in the position to be like, yo, you know what? It's some talent here. But because that's like, if they ask me, yo, who's rocking in North Carolina? And if I had the mentality of that, and I say, yo, Raw One flows, this Emery, that's it. Now they listen to Emery music. They say, well, I don't like the way he sings. It's 50 other singers I know here. Why would I just say him? Because that's my brother. Check them all out. They all dope. I don't know which one you gonna like, but it's like that's the problem. So when people say, yo, you got the podcast, who's dope? Who's rocking in North Carolina? And it's like, for one, it's so much out here. It would be biased for me to even answer that. And for two, it's like, yo, it's so much talent, period, around the world. You want to go Raleigh, you want to go Charlotte, Fayetteville, like it's talent everywhere.
Right.
So it's like that's a hard question, but it's like on a big scale, we got to get the labels to see. And I think he had a dope idea. And it's like, I'm not saying that I'm going to do it, but somebody need to do it. But he said, yo, put a compilation of the hottest only and put it out. This is North Carolina. So that means if you got a compilation, we talking about one song, bro. Or you might have a 16 and you splitting it with some people.
Right.
Who cares who name is on?
Right.
Put it in the store. Put it all over the place. Plaster it all over World Star. This, that, and the third. Because when people pop that CD in, you said in your top, one of your top artists, he wasn't even the main guy. Nature.
But it's something about him though.
Right. I mean, Nature's dope. But I mean, when it comes to the firm, he wasn't even a main role. But he was nice. And the point that I'm saying is, like, when you pop that firm CD in, or you put that clue in, who is that guy? And if artists had that mentality, that's how Remy got on Annie Up. Like, yo, they don't know me, but that joint hot. Let me just lay my voice down. They don't like it, record it. They came in, they heard it, just like Rob. Yo, who was that? Oh, Shorty just did the session before you got here. Who is she? How did she get on our damn record? For one, but you think they was mad? They like, yo, we about to use that. Shorty killed it. And Remy checkmated it. But it's like, yo, the same thing. If we took that mentality, like, yo, let's just put something out as a whole, collective. Not the ain't gonna use the word collectively, as a whole, as a state. Use the best people. It don't matter because like if labels find interest and they like, yo, there's some artists coming out of there. Don't you know if one label come, the rest of them coming?
Right.
You got Ashanti. We want to get Little Mo. You got this kind of rapper. He's the latest rapper. We need the latest rapper. You got a West Coast rapper on your label. We need a West Coast. So it's like it will bring all the labels here, and everybody wins.
Right.
But the sad part about it is they've been saying that since Shelly B and Larry Pickett and them. All the pioneers been saying that
earlier because he put together that One Hot Minute joint.
Right.
That's supposed to been a lot of, some of the hottest NC artists too at that time.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Golly.
I ain't mean to go off on a tangent or whatever, yo.
Nah.
Like, yo, North Carolina, yo, we got it, yo.
Said, yo. For real.
We got it, yo. And it's like, hopefully we'll get it together, man, before it's too late, yo. You know what I'm saying? So again, y'all wanted to talk about real quick the first name. How did y'all wind up switching the name to the Specialist? What you got coming up after the pandemic? And then for the people that may say, yo, who was Mike Cox? In your words, if you was telling the story up until this point, it's like the narration at the end, and you telling the story backwards. Who is Mike Cox?
I'm the nice guy with a mean flow. I am one of the most consistent. I just give my all without trying to trying to do anything, just over extra exaggeration. I'm just a real guy, man. And I try to reflect who I am through my music. I'm a fairly slim guy with a big voice. I've actually seen one time when I was at City Live, I saw this one guy look at me, and I think he might have been a promoter or something. I don't really know his name, but he looked at me. He was like, "That's him." I remember seeing him say that, like, "That's him right there," because he probably was like, this dude got such a big voice. You know what I mean? And I'm just a slim guy. You know what I'm saying? But I remember saying that. But I'm just I don't want to call myself ordinary, but I'm just an ordinary guy with some extraordinary skills, man. That's just the way I look at it. And I love hip hop, and I love people that represent hip hop and represent the culture. You know what I'm saying? That's who Mike Cox is, man. Mike can only excel. I can't fail. Somebody told me that when I was 8 years old, and that made me change my name to that when I got older. Like, I just felt like I was, progressing in life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Luckily, I have some great examples. And I think one thing about the younger generation right now is they only can see the moment, but don't be afraid to get older.
Right.
And enjoy life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I think that's where they're missing it at. Because once you're gone out of this month, you're gone. That guy you had beef with, it might only take a conversation for y'all to get over it. And y'all might be friends later on down the line and can laugh at some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I don't know. As far as me going from Sons of a Higher Caliber to the Specialist, you know what I mean? I guess we might have thought the name, we called ourselves Sons of a High Caliber, not to say we were big shots, but we were saying, we gonna bring the most bang, you know what I mean? And we was on a high conscience. And Specialists seemed to wrap it down and make it a little bit tighter because we were like, okay, we think we some cool individuals, but we got some killer bars. You know what I'm saying? And we thought we was fly at that time. You know, still think we fly, but at that time we was just like we gonna be like some cool rappers with some hard stuff to say. We had even had a concept we were gonna like wear suits to dang on when we go perform, like especially like some smooth criminals. You know what I'm saying? So uh, that's why we switched to the specialist. Burrell brought that up, and I was like, yeah, I think that'd be dope. Got a logo. I did the logo for it and everything. He got it tatted on him. I didn't never get it tatted on me.
Right.
I was scared of the needle at that time. I just never got it.
Right.
And what was your other question? You said specialist, who was Mike Cox.
And what can they expect after the pandemic coming up?
Oh, after the pandemic, all I'm gonna tell y'all is this. I don't really have any type of plan. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's that I have songs that I have written, and at my convenience, I record these songs and then I put them out. Now, I do want to work on an album, but I just don't know if I want to do it here or if I want to actually go to a studio.
Right.
At this time of my life right now, it ain't about me trying to be famous or nothing like that. I'm past that. I'm all about keeping myself sharp and dropping some bars that you might can go back and listen to, that you can listen to now and from years from now. That's just the way I do it. And I am going to be at some of these open mics very soon. Or in the building. I need to at least be in the building.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all just stay tuned. Yeah. That's the only thing I can say. Y'all stay tuned. You never know. I might be at a daggone studio near you. Yeah. We might collab. You never know.
That's a fact right there, yo. And again, brothers, we about to be at 3 hours. I ain't mean to hold you that long, yo. I definitely appreciate you coming through.
Good convo, man. I mean,
man, it's always a pleasure,
my brother.
Bro. Yo, love you, bro. Yo, for the people that's watching, your fans out there, you got any last words? While you doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and cue the video up that we're gonna end out with, and I'm gonna sign off after you do your shout outs and all that. But I definitely appreciate you again. Much love, my brother.
Thank you, man. Same to you. Only thing I can say is, y'all, hey, whatever your dream is, stay focused, be passionate towards it, and go get it. I do have a few other things that I have in the works, but I don't want to mention it because I don't want to be put myself too far ahead. But anything you're focused on right now, any dream you have, go get it. It's never too late. It's never too late. We get wiser as we get older. You might know something now that you didn't know then. Go get it.
That's facts right there, bro. And again, yo, you always welcome back at the show, yo. Definitely, I want to try and get Burrell up here. Hopefully, we can get a specialist joint down in the down the road. Get y'all both up here. You know what I'm saying? That would be epic right there. And we might even make it even bigger. Put Ciroc and a few other people up there as well. We just have a chat session or whatever.
No doubt. Yo, no doubt.
Again, bro. Much love, much success, bro. Good health and all that, bro. And until the next time, like I said, bro, much love to you. You can go ahead and throw to the video. And if, again, I ain't mean to cut you off. If you got any shout outs, go ahead and drop them. This is the Proof in the Pudding podcast show. I'm your host. I go by the name of Sion 919. This is my boy, Mike Can Only Excel. And this is his final words. And after that, we're going to jump into the video. And we signing off. Love y'all.
Salute to all the NC artists, past, present, future. That's all I got to say.
All right, yo. And we definitely going to jump to the grit, yo. And we love y'all again. Thanks for tuning in.
I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, bro. All right.
Yes, sir.
Say the culture, but I can't say the world. Might be for one night. I might say your girl. Might catch a flight.
To rip a beat like me can only pick a few. Shouts to Yeezy and Hov, no disrespect to you, but I bet it's refreshing to hear a new respected too. Specialist tatted on her lower back, so she put it there to show how hard we go when she throw it back.
First of all, I want to thank my connect, the most important person with all due respect. Thanks to the bubble wrap, the green and the stash, the mason jar led for holding all his grass. Boys in blue, fuck you and your badge. I got the hip hop on my mind.
This is that gutter butter, entices the hustler's hunger, fighting to stay on top and never go under. Wondering, will the sunlight break through the clouds? Trying to get a glimpse of hope, this life is breaking us down. Blue and white's behind you flashing cause they hate that you're brown. Got me puffing on that loud, trying to calm my ass down, but I can't escape the sounds of the late night rounds. Popping up, heart beating like speakers that pound. I reside in Southeast, so I'm speaking for now. How many of us locked up with 6 feet in the ground? Man, I love my black people, we just need to be proud. A pair of sneakers shouldn't cause a man to bleed on the ground. A lost generation just need to be found. You can play confused fool until the secret is out. And once your mind's free, believe the raid releasing the hound. For my belief, I'm shooting 16 from the mound.
16 from the mouth, leave you leak on the ground. Niggas acting like they bitches, how they peeping around. So I only trust a few, I keep my people around. Black and the brown, so I'm pumping my fist. I mean with the left hand, not the one with the split. Where I'm from, they cut out your tongue for running your lips. So I don't leave out my house without my gun and my clip. Bull City is a place, one turn and you're dead. Where I'm from, your closest home, boy, I'll burn you for bread. Seen a nigga own brother run and turn to the feds. So I barely use my phone and the burn to the head. Switch lanes just to get changed, shit could get strange when you're driven by ambition and they in the pit lanes. Silent assassin, where I get the nickname. Cause when you do it like I do it, you ain't gotta spit game. 4x4 on the wind and drop the top in the spring. I've been out looking clean like a mobster with rings. Keep a tank full of gas just to follow my dreams. Don't leave home without my chrome and some dollars of green. Pop the clutch, shift the gear, hit the throttle for speed. And I swear to raise my kids, the streets will swallow your seed. Only few out there alive, this is hot as a team. It's like a problem with yourself, you got a problem with me. Surrounded by some actors, facing the snakes. The streets hold you captive when you get in this cake. Never let them take it backwards, yeah I made some mistakes. Use a beat as target practice, I ain't taking no breaks.